just like on that side. I can't explain what I believe when I look to you. I'll try when you were there. I'll find a place to hide.
Yes, people. Welcome back to another stream, man. Hope you guys are all doing well. Smash the likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to the lads as well. All the links are in the description. Yeah, Steve's fucked in it, so he can't make the show. But big up to you, bro. I'll catch up with Steve in a week, man. And Bevo's loading up, man. His PC wasn't working, but he's managed to get it sorted, boys. He's managed to get him sorted. But what a win, man. What a win. Listen, the boys will speak on some of our takes in a bit, yeah, but we do need to actually speak about the game and the performance as a whole and that, because we've been waiting for a performance like that, lads, for, I don't know, 18 months. 2 years. I mean, I know me and Jay have been speaking in our group chat today, innit, Jay, about like, how long we've been waiting for a win like that. You was there at the game. What are you saying?
Fucking hell, man. Yeah. I just didn't think we had it in us, man. It seems to be that every time we get into these positions against the Liverpool, I mean, I've seen the stats before the game. We'd won 1 in our last 8 games against them. And then when the penalty was missed, I just thought it's another one of those fucking days, innit, where we kind of have it all going in our favour, playing absolutely have a perfect opportunity to go up against them, and then we fucking crumble it. And I just thought it would go in the wrong direction from there. But the direct opposite happened, man. We kicked on, we carried on, we were aggressive, we were intense. Pep put out the perfect team. Everyone down to a man was absolutely fucking spot on. And we absolutely smoked them frauds, mate. It wasn't even close. And I'm fucking buzzing, man. I can't lie. And I know we'll probably get onto it later. A lot of people have been talking about people having things to answer for. I'll leave it for now. I won't go into who was the outstanding players because I'm sure we'll get onto it. But fucking come on, man. What a fucking performance that was. Best performance of the year by a mile.
Yeah, I agree. Pulpit, was you at the game?
I was, yeah. Mate.
Thoughts?
Pretty much what Jay said, really. You know, well, we have won 3-0, but I don't know if we'd have been able to beat that Liverpool team if they were decent because they were shit today. I think that's partly a lot of that to do is we were good, but Salah's last season, Salah, we got no chance, but
he's washed.
I mean, you can only beat the teams that are part in front of you, and we absolutely battered them. Doku's literally took Trent Alexander-Arnold's soul away, and he's just took Bradley's as well. That's 2 of them. You know, I've not seen Doku that literally horny for the whole. Honestly, mate, and he just knew. Everyone on the ground knew he had Bradley on a plate, mate. And even when they were attacking, everyone knew that O'Reilly and Nunes had their wingers. It was just everything that we needed to win today. Everything needed to happen today to win comfortably happened. You know, I went with Jay when I just thought I was definitely going to miss that penalty, and then when they scored and the equaliser, I thought, oh nah, this is it. Now we've had our 20 minutes, and we were on top, and he's just going to take the piss. But no, we just when it went our way, and then second half, I thought they're going to come out and give it a go, and we just soaked it up on him on a counter attack, and that was the end, pretty much.
I think we should give the credit all to us, though, Pulpit. This Liverpool team have just beat Real Madrid and an Aston Villa who beat us the week before. So they were coming into this game probably feeling pretty confident. Like, it's not that we got them on the back of like the 5-game losing run. Do you know what I mean? We got them in decent form coming to the Etihad today. And we fucking smoked them, man.
They have lost 5 in. They've lost now 5 of the last 6 Premier League.
We've played them at the right time, really, because I imagine later on the season they're going to be very, very different than that. But you know,
I'm not sure.
It's a win for us in a big game, and I said before the game, we're going to find out whether or not we're up for a title race, and we're banging it now. From that,
absolutely, they'd won their last 2. I was a bit worried coming into this, but
I'm just worried. I'm always worried going into it because it's
I am. Yeah, I am, because today was the first time we kept a clean sheet against them since 2020. That's a real stat in 5 years. It was also the first time since 2020 that Salah hasn't had a goal contribution against us, and only the second time since then he hasn't scored against us.
Nico O'Reilly, pocket him, bro.
Yeah, Nico O'Reilly has passed every test this season with flying colours, and today was no different.
Number 1 left back without question at the club.
And as
The best left back in the Prem, mate.
I was gonna say
in the Premier League.
My
life.
And Jay, it turns out that having a leader next to him isn't so overrated after all, huh?
What, Guardiola?
No. Who's next to Guardiola?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Danny's like,
Don't give me the silence.
What's that got to do with anything, man? Just big up Nico O'Reilly, innit? He had a great game.
Yeah, I think the game was like it was just crazy to see us actually like, 'cause we've had games against Liverpool where we've like looked well on top and we've, you know, looked like the team more likely to do something in that first 20-30 minutes, and then they just sucker punch us like, and it's gone, and like all that, and I thought as Jay said before, that when we missed the penalty, that was it. Like that was the momentum killer. Like that would be it then, with and for about 10-15 minutes it looked like it kind of had done that, to be fair. And then we scored with a bit of luck, let's be honest, because that, I don't know how much Haaland actually knew about that goal, but it was, you know, a bit of luck is against this fucking team. We deserve a bit of luck after what we've had for the last decade against them, basically. And yeah, so we you know, once we got that goal, their equaliser, their equaliser should have been a goal in my opinion. But I'm not complaining at all. I'm not complaining at all that it isn't. But then either way, the fact that
we scored one against them 2 years ago where Alisson.
Oh, 100%.
It does even itself out.
It's not. Yeah, exactly. It's probably not evened itself out yet. To be fair, they probably still owe us like 7 or 8 of those before it's even. But I think you know, the fact we got that second before half time really sort of set the tone for the second half, and I think they had to try a little bit more, and as Pulpy said, all we had to do at that point was just soak it up and get a goal. But I think the fact that, you know, we've talked on this panel show a lot, and I think to be honest, I think most City fans have talked a lot about how shit our record is against like the big six, and this is like, you know, obviously we're at home, which makes it a little bit easier, but you know, considering that Liverpool were being talked about, you know, 5 games into the season, I was looking at them thinking, fucking hell, like, what is anyone going to beat this lot? Because I thought obviously they were getting all these last minute winners, but it's like, right, well, they're doing that now, but what happens when they kick into gear and like they actually become a good team? But I think the last month or two has really shown us the kind of team that Liverpool actually are. But we've taken full advantage of it. Which, you know, we've had times where we've played against Liverpool when they've been pretty ropey before, and still haven't been able to fully take advantage of it the way that we did today. So the fact we managed to get 3 goals and come away comfortable winners, and like it wasn't as much as we were great. I think we deserve all the credit for being great, as LB said. Like Pulpy said, man, they were fucking awful. That front 3 of theirs might as well not have even been on the pitch. Did Ekitike touch the ball that game? Like, I don't even know. Like,
yeah, but I'm gonna because someone said this on I think Sai said it. Yeah, like, yes, Salah was shit. Yeah, but Nico O'Reilly.
It's because of Nico, yeah.
He fully clamped him, yeah. Because Salah had the ball a bunch of times in the first half, but O'Reilly absolutely clamped him. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, I still think there was an element of they all vastly. If I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm looking at that I'm not looking at that thinking, wow, Nico O'Reilly and Nunes are mint. I'm looking at that thinking, fucking hell, did any of our front 3 fancy turning up today? But yeah, either way,
I thought they were both mint, though, man. I thought they were both mint.
Oh, they were. They still were. Don't get me wrong. They absolutely were. From my point of view, our fullbacks are amazing today, which is a large part of why we did go on and win. But yeah, it's just great to actually see us come away from a game against Liverpool and actually get what we've deserved, which is a comfortable win rather than just bad luck riddled shit that we often get when we're against them.
Tarek, man, what are you saying?
Work. You know, we have I don't know if this will translate, but here in the States, especially like in basketball, there's a saying, it's barbecue chicken. And that means that the person that you're going up against it's not even a matchup. It's too easy. He needs help. I felt like it was straight barbecue chicken for Doku today. Connor Bradley, they had to bring Gravenberch down. There was nothing that they could do to stop that dude. It was too easy for him today. And we're seeing his best, but we're seeing him with a level of confidence that he's not had ever at City. And I think part of it is just the constant games, the constant ability to be on the pitch. and we are reaping the benefits of that. And it was great to see. I think Pulpy might have mentioned how he cooked and took Trent Alexander-Arnold's soul last season. Now he's got Connor Bradley. Dude on his day is unplayable, and there was a lot of conversation about him, and I know we're not talking about all the details yet, but there was a lot of conversation about Dude, not just by people here, but social media, City fans everywhere.
Tell you what,
and Dude was, I mean, it wasn't just good. Great is probably, 10 out of 10 for sure. It was amazing to watch. 10 out of 10.
I saw Bevo down there at the start, and it reminded me of Bradley. He was lagging hard. That's what it looked like. You might as well have Bevo. You might as well have Bevo at right back. Would have been the exact same result.
This is Connor Bradley as well, who shut down Vinny Jr. midweek.
And that's exactly.
That was
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think we've all realised in the last 12 months that Vinny Jr. is fucking fraud watch overrated as fuck. But I think it's a case. He's still one of the top sort of left wingers in the world if you're going to sort of pick one. And Connor Bradley's managed to handle him, but not Doku, which goes to show where his levels are at the minute.
Yeah, no, 100%.
World-class performance from Jeremy Doku.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably the most informed winger in the world currently. Yeah? This guy is unstoppable right now. And thank God we kept him at the club. Thank God the people in charge made the right decision to keep him at the club. Because he is on fire, man.
We just got to keep him healthy.
All the respect in the world.
If we can keep him healthy, it's over.
It's consistent performances is what it is now. The guy's consistently performing week in, week out at a high level. You know what I mean? And he's getting output as well, which he obviously said. So he said he's a large part down to Thierry Henry. He's working with him. I don't know if that's like a permanent thing. Is like permanent? Is he still working with Henry? I'm not sure, but obviously that's massively helping.
I'm not sure if he's still part of the Belgium setup.
I think he was just when he was with Belgium.
Yeah, he was an assistant back then.
Honestly, here's what I would do if I was City. I would hire Thierry Henry tomorrow as a coach to come in. I honestly don't think it's a no-brainer.
He's worked with Pep as well.
Pep managed him. So
why don't we, as a club, go and hire Thierry Henry and bring him in? Because, for me, I'm looking at this, and obviously Doku's saying, a large part of this is down to Thierry Henry. Why don't we just go and hire him as a coach? Go and hire him.
Savio could use some of that coaching.
If we hired Colo Torre, I think we can hire fucking Thierry Henry.
I don't think Thierry Henry wants the shit from Arsenal fans for joining City as a coach. I think he wants to just.
Are we going to hire the entire Invincibles team then?
Why not?
Honestly, I would though. But come on, lads. Doku, fucking hell, this is some incredible stuff, man. And listen, obviously,
give him the floor. Give him the floor,
bro. I don't know, man.
Take it away, man. Public apology right here, right now. Come on, bro.
From me?
Yeah, you've got the stage.
Right.
We'll all be quiet. We'll all mute. Everyone mute. Yeah, you've got the stage, man. It's all yours.
About 5 or 6 months ago, I made a comment about a certain footballer who plays Manchester City. And I'd like to publicly say that I was wrong with that comment. And that comment was that Matheus Nunes is not a good right back. I don't think. I think. So there you go. My public apology to Matheus Nunes. There we go. And that's all the apology I've got to do. I think.
Shocking.
Everything else.
Hey! Have a fucking word with him then, ref! Hey!
No, but on a serious note, everything that I said about Doku last season and prior to that, I was responding to what I was seeing on the pitch. I'm not gonna. Why am I going to praise Doku for being bad last season for the possibility that he might be good this season? And since he's been good this season, I've been nothing but complimentary towards him. But regardless of that, there's a bunch of fucking creatures who still insist on digging up tweets from 6 or 7 months ago, saying no. Back in April, why didn't you see that he was going to become the best winger in the world? And it's like, I'm not Nostradamus. I've seen 2 years of the guy being bad. I'm not going to know that he's suddenly going to turn into a world-class footballer.
The signs were there. The signs were there.
Well, signs have been there for a lot of people. Signs were there with fucking Marcos Lopez when he was our academy, but look at him.
Ronnie Lopez, what a guy!
Oh mate, yeah, seriously, what a guy. But the point is that, like, yeah, I fair play to everybody who backed him, and fair play to everyone who blindly backed him when he was not being good.
Not blind.
Fair play.
I say it wasn't blindly. It wasn't blindly.
Fair play to you all for ignoring the form and just thinking, yeah, you know what, this guy's going to be good one day. Fair play to you all because you're reaping the rewards now. But I said what I saw at the time, and. And as I said again multiple times last year, as I said these things, I would love to be wrong, and here I am. He has proven me wrong, but I'm not apologising for saying what I saw when he wasn't.
Respectfully,
will you not apologise for saying get out the club, get him out the club? Will you not apologise?
No, because we did this last time. That was a heat of the moment. Me saying get out the club. That was a in the moment reaction to him hitting a weak foot 30-yard shot in the dying minutes of an FA Cup final against United.
That was the same as you, Jay. That was the same as you, Jay, saying Haaland needs to get out.
It's not the same.
Oh no, LB will come to that.
Jay, it is the same. It is the same.
It's not the same.
It's exactly the same, Jay. Jay, if we draw 0-0 today, you would have been on here rinsing Haaland for the penalty. I know you.
No chance.
It was a bad miss, though.
No.
Probably, yeah. But he would have deserved that.
Can I give my points on Doku? Yeah, because the thing is with Doku, yeah, for me is. Obviously, he was coming into his third season. And I personally think the criticism was fair because I think, obviously, you've had 2 seasons. You come in for decent money, 55, 60 mil, whatever it was, right? And you've not performed at a high level consistently, yeah? It's all right doing it in a game here or there, right? I think when it comes to Jeremy Doku, and I tweeted my sort of like semi-apology before in terms of the patience. I agree with Jay in terms of like, there were signs
there was
of the potential. And I think that when you've got, and I always said this, which is why it annoys me that I said what I said, like Jeremy Doku has, and this isn't based on today, this is based on the last 2 years. He had stuff that he did on the pitch, and he had the potential to become one of the best wingers in world football. And I think when you've got a player like that, I feel like you have to maximize the time you give him before you make the call. And maybe where I was wrong, and I'll put my hands up, is maybe 2 years. Although I do think it's fair to question it, maybe 3 years was maybe the push. And I think, to be fair, if he had another year this year where he didn't play well, I think most people would agree that, listen, it's been 3 years, yeah, we can't keep giving players time and time. But I think when you've got a player that has shown, like, he's got genuinely one of the best abilities we've ever seen of taking a player on, you probably have to be a little bit more patient on that. I also do feel that it probably built up with the fact that our wingers were Doku, Bob, and Savinho. We didn't have like a legit world-class winger.
That definitely didn't help.
I think that's where I'm at with it, to be honest with you. But
can I ask a quick question? Yeah. At what point does a player hit their peak or their prime?
26, 27.
So this is my issue with not just you, but just people in general who were so quick to want to get rid of him. He's just 23, right? Mm-hmm. So he was so far away from being the complete package. To me, if I saw enough personally, I saw enough to say he can be X. There's no guarantees. Let's be fair. There's no guarantees, but I know that he's still got plenty of room to grow. And he's already, to your point, LB, he's already world-class at this. He's already the best one-on-one, I'm going to take you on. He's the best at take-ons in the world. So if he's already great at that now, if he continues to mature as a player, then I just feel like it was like, that's what I could see. And why I would say,
Yeah. So my response to that is, and we've had this conversation before, is how long are you prepared to wait before you say, oh, no? And
you can't just wait till he turns 26.
And this is one of the problems when you buy these mad young players, is you're not going to get the best player until they're 25, 26. So are we basically saying that you just got to have like a 4-year, 5-year period? Because as you just said, Tarek, it's not guaranteed that you'll get they'll cook. So then if you go 4 or 5 years down the line because you're constantly waiting, because you're constantly chasing this pot of gold at the end and it never arrives, you've wasted 4 or 5 years. And this, by the way, is one of the reasons why I'm saying next summer, I don't want no projects. I don't want no young players. I want players that are proven players. Because when you get the young players, there's no guarantee. And this is what I've been cooking Chelsea for. Is because when you get the young players, there's absolutely no guarantee that they will cook. Probably because of the potential that Doku has, probably should have given one more year and been like, yo, because the outcome on Doku is so spectacular because of what he brings, I'm going to give him a third year. And after 3 years, I think everybody will be fine with that then at that point if he doesn't cook. But that's probably that's my response, Tarek. Yeah, because you can't just
that's fair, and I think that's fair. Like I said, I think it was a little too soon to just write him off, and I felt like not necessarily pointing fingers at anybody in particular, but I just think there were too many people that were willing to write him off very early.
For me, as someone who did write him off after the second year, it's that. I'm fine with someone not coming in and performing well in their first season for Pep Guardiola. I think everybody here is, because that's just part of learning the system and like not getting to terms of things. Obviously, his age as well is a factor. But I think after 2 full seasons with us, he hadn't, to me, shown any level of consistency in those 2 years, and that's not.
Fair. I don't think anyone could.
And I don't. And he also couldn't assist the greatest striker in the world, and that is also a problem. Yeah. And I think that and those 2 things are pretty major. And like, look, I'm not asking him to be the Doku he is now for the whole of last season, for example, for me to find that acceptable. But I wanted 3 or 4 games on the bounce where he looked good. And nobody here on this panel can tell me with any seriousness that he did do that in the 2 seasons prior to this. There was no streak of 3-4 games where Doku was like, shit, yeah, he has to start the next game.
Do you know what I don't think goes in your favour though, Joe, in that kind of conversation? And I know we always go back to them to bring.
Oh, fucking right, Jack Grealish, Jesus Christ, right, it's fine, he's gone. He's gone. It doesn't matter, he's gone.
When you constantly glazed. Jack
all right, okay, Jay. In that case, then, if we want consistency, then
Doku, but you're a Jack Grealish super fan.
Jay, if we want consistency, then if we want consistency, then Doku has 4 goals and assists this season so far. Is that good enough?
What do you mean?
Well, he's got in the Premier League. He has 4 goals and assists. He has 1 goal and 3 assists in the Premier League so far. Is that good enough? It wasn't good enough for Grealish, so is it not good enough for Doku?
In 11 games? In 11 games? I think that is good enough.
Games, as a winger, I don't think that is.
This guy should have 10 assists this season. Jeremy Doku
should
have about
2. He does get robbed a lot. He does get robbed.
I agree.
But he's mobbed every time he's
I agree. You can come up with. There are compilations that exist of Jack Grealish making great passes to people who don't score. It happens. It's fine. I'm saying this to be devil's advocate. I'm absolutely. Jeremy Doku could not get a single assist in the next 3 games, but if he plays like today, in each of those 3 games, I don't care. Like that's
exactly.
fine.
It's not all
but correct. But that's why I like Jack Grealish, because it's not all about goals and assists. It's about the stuff that he does outside of that. But for some reason, with Jack Grealish, it's all goals and assists. But with our other wingers, it's not. And also, I'd be interested to hear if a lot of the people who think that Jeremy Doku, last season, me saying this about Doku was harsh, there's a lot of people who are going on Savio, who's been playing here for like 1 month or 2 this season, who are writing him off already.
Yeah,
where's the same energy? Where's the same energy for Savio that there was?
And I've said the same thing.
That's the first correct thing you've said in this whole argument, and I agree with that. So,
wait a minute.
I think he has been getting comfy this year.
Let me add another point, to this that no one's mentioned as well, I also feel, and I've sort of touched on it before, right? But I also feel that I think the club created this environment themselves with the way they've managed the squad in that area of the pitch. Because when you, obviously, last season, we had, obviously Grealish, who just never played. You had Doku and you got Savio. And now coming into this season, we went into this season with basically 3 still young wingers. We don't actually have like an elite level winger at this club that we can rely on. So then we're looking at Doku and we're looking at Bob and we're looking at Savio to put in consistent performances. But they're not going to do that because they're young. And that's my main problem. So I think as well, the club probably have to take a little bit of heat on that because of the way they've managed the wingers. Has created an environment where people are looking at the wingers to say, where are the consistent performances? But they're not going to give you consistent performances because they're young. And that's what you get with young players. You get inconsistency. So I think that, this is why, for me, I think personally, this club should have, I actually think the club should probably have 2, high-level wingers, high-level wingers, and then 1 or 2 younger players coming through. And that's why, for me, this summer, unless Savio and Bob fully cook, I think they need to move one of them on, go and get a top level, and then just have the young players coming through. I don't think it's right, that City have 3 really young, inexperienced wingers as their out-and-out choices. I don't think that's right. And I think that creates an unhealthy environment in the fan base because people have been cooking Bob. People have been cooking Savio, but they're cooking them because they want consistent performances because we're meant to be getting consistent performances because we're Manchester City. You're not going to get that. So I think for me is why this summer, I think the club has to go out there and buy an elite level winger. So, someone who's mega on the right-hand side, just to take the pressure off. Because when Bob starts a game, he's got pressure. He's got mad pressure. When Savio starts, he's got mad pressure because there's nobody else there to put those consistent performances. So that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, I thought Doku today was absolutely incredible. I think it's his best game that he's ever played. He's got confidence. You see his celebration after the goal. He's confident. Yeah, he's just cooking, man. Consistency now. Yeah, I just think you need to keep playing him. Yeah, and when we go to St. James's Park, yeah, he's the perfect player on. And you know what's mad actually about St. James's Park? St. James's Park was the first place Pep Guardiola ever played Doku in that central position. Yeah. And that day, he absolutely rinsed Newcastle. And since he's been playing him this year, but yeah, big credit for Doku. He's had a lot of criticism and he's responded.
I think Nico O'Reilly deserves a lot of flowers in the upswing of Doku's form as well. I think the change in style this year that Pep's moved towards, rather than just spamming the inverted defender coming into central areas, we've really full sent the attacking fullbacks this season. And it's the way that Nico O'Reilly overlaps and underlaps on Doku and drags those defenders away to allow him to come into these central areas has been completely key to his upswinging form as well. So I think Nico O'Reilly deserves all the credit in the world as well, man. Because I think he
massively helps. I think he massively helps. I remember when we signed Aït-Nouri, people was telling me that Aït-Nouri was going to really help Doku. And
those two need to stay together, man. Those two.
Yeah, they're looking mad good, man. But big up Doku, man. Keep it up, bro. Keep slamming it, and
or else.
Or Joe will be on your neck. Pulpy, your thoughts on Doku? Was at the game, man? It was relentless, wasn't it? By the way, Gary Neville give Doku man of the match after 60 minutes.
Yeah, when he come off, I think.
Did you see when they announced the man of the match in the stadium? It panned to the bench. They were all clapping for him. Thought that was really cute.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, it was cool.
I don't know. I'm taking shrapnel in the shot here, like I've been slaying.
I saw this. Pulpy's getting.
Where's that come from?
Getting.
I'm taking.
It hasn't even said anything.
Heat for Joe here.
The chat just go for anyone, bro.
Mate, you're all in my.
It was only
my blast radius.
I'll say.
We've got the receipt.
I'm not a hater on anyone really, unless they're a scouser. No, he's good, man. I tweeted out during the game. He's becoming big game Doku now. He's sort of like got it anyway. He has that level of composure that he missed before. He knows he can skin a player, but he knows when to put the right cross in, when to commit, when not to go. And they always double up on him. It doesn't matter. Because when Conor Bradley was having Gravenberch was always with me. It didn't matter. I'll do these both. It doesn't matter at all. So yeah, it's good to see. Because the big thing is just consistency now. No, he's doing very, very good things on and off the ball, and he's creating like the presence and stuff. But he needs the goal today would be massive for him. Chipping with an assist and a goal every other game. That's good. That's what he needs because that's what he's expected of him now. We need that. We need one of our wingers to step up and be a contributor.
We do,
and I feel like when he comes inside and you can see the way they set up and things that he's designed to get the best out of that, and a lot of that comes down to the way they set up midfield. It's these little triangles they make in the middle just to move the shift their midfield free around and then just find Doku in the space. And like Jay said, O'Reilly's just such a great foil for him having him there. You just know they've got the running power and the pace. And if there's an half a yard of space, O'Reilly's going into it, and if Doku's not. So yeah, good times, man. Good.
Well, the thing is as well, though,
what you say, about the big game thing. I know we probably spoke about this on the panel last time. I spoke to you about it as well, LB. That we've been heaping praise on all of these players this year who say weren't the best last season. Jeremy Doku, Nico Gonzalez, Nico O'Reilly, Matheus Nunes. And the question has always been, can we see them do it against the Liverpool and in a massive game like today? Yep. And what they've done is they've proved to us that we've made that much of a step up from last year, that all these players that have had question marks above their head for the last 12 months have shown us that they're capable of doing it on the biggest stage against the best opposition. And that game today, I think, has completely changed the whole season for us. And we can kick on now to win multiple trophies.
Well, that's what that game was about, though. That's what this game was because over the last like 5 matches.
It's a litmus test, wasn't it?
It was. We've been glazing these players, O'Reilly, Nico G. We've been glazing Nico G heavy. But today was the day where it basically was, have we been hyping these guys too much, or is this actually legit? And they all performed to the level that they needed to. They're absolutely exceptional, man.
We took our weaknesses last season and made them strengths in every area. Nico G in defensive midfield, the wingers with Doku, Nico O'Reilly on the left side, all across the pitch. When we looked at last season and where we struggled, those are now strengths for us this season. And so, to say the question, are we back? That just says, are we going to win the league? Because performance like this says, we are definitely back to what we can do. Now, again, can we do it consistently week in, week out, night in, night out? We'll have to see. But if we play like that, there's no team in the league. I go as far as to say Champions League, nowhere that can beat us when we play like that.
Well, the thing is, Tarek, no team should be entitled to win into the league, But I feel, and it's not entitlement, when you're Manchester City and you've got the greatest manager that's ever lived, and you spend all that money in January and the summer, I think we're entitled to be in a title race. I'm not sitting here and saying we're entitled to win it or that we must win it, otherwise sack the manager. But where we was last year was poor. And the thing is, people can sit there and go, well, you just want to win trophies or do or whatever. But then Pep comes out and says the same thing. Khaldoon sits there in his end of season interview and says it was a dog shit year. So I'm not saying we have to win the league. I'm not saying that because no team is entitled to win the league. What I'm saying is this club should be in a title race, man. At the least, that's it. And I think this year we absolutely will be. I think there's a lot to come from this team. I don't think we've touched the sides, mate. I'll be real with you.
I think too, the other part, because we made those decisions to go buy in January last season, yes, it helped us get into UCL places for this season and all those things, but it also gave us about a 6-month lead on like the Liverpools who brought in, Liverpool who brought in a bunch of players, but they still have to develop in that chemistry and all of the things that come along with making those types of changes. We started that in January, and so now we're hitting on all cylinders. They're still not, and so I think again, it doesn't. To your point, it doesn't mean we win. Doesn't mean we're going to win the league, but we are in my opinion, we are in the best place, best position, and we're playing the best football out of every team in the league.
Nah, I agree. Listen, let me come to some of these super chats and we'll move on. Big up to GMAV, says, what's the long-term solution with Nico Rodri? Well, you can play them both together, bro.
Play them both,
Or you can, rotate them, whatever. But the fact is, we've got options, as I was saying before. Options for Pep. Last year, Pep didn't have options. Now he's got options. That's the main thing, bro. Big up to you, mate. Big up to Jace. Says, with Nunes' performance lately, along with answering critics, could it also be a message to the Portuguese manager that he wants to be in the team for the World Cup? If not as a midfielder, then as a right back. Well, their right back is not particularly strong. I mean,
isn't
it?
It
is. In the Nations League, they were playing João Neves there.
They were playing João Neves at right back, bro. So
we definitely could, yeah.
He's got to keep knocking on the door, just keep consistent, keep putting the performances. You know what I'm saying? So he's playing extremely well, bro.
Camaro, if you're in the chat, mate, show yourself, because you were saying back in May. You bought one Bitcoin and now you're drowning in cash from all the profit you made.
He was that guy on a YouTube video saying, "Please just buy one Nunes coin." Honestly, trust me.
Hey, there he is.
Is he there? Yeah. Hey, come on, bro. Yeah, the OG Nunes lover, man. I big up to you, man. Big up to Al. He says Doku is a headless chicken.
Send out his money back. Send out his money back. Send him his money back.
Talking about, man.
I like this guy. I like Alan.
Yeah, get out of here.
This guy has slagged Matheus Nunes from the minute he joined the club. Yeah, I've put a hit out on him on Australia on my channel. Anyone brings me Alan's head tonight and dangles it off Sydney Harbour Bridge, mate, you get a tenner.
To be fair, after last season's derby, I'm not mad at anyone who has a grudge against Nunes after that derby last season. I think if you've got a grudge against him after that, fine.
Oh no, I recall saying that day they should never play for the club again. And I could never have been more wrong.
Yeah, but that's why the reactionary takes.
Yes,
got to be parked to one side.
It pays just to sit on your takes for a little bit. Sleep on it, lads.
Yeah.
Well, because once you open it up and that kind of worms, it's out there. You're
The
done.
thing is, though, yeah, Twitter's too easy just to fucking tweet shit. Like, you know, when
Yeah,
you're in the moment.
Sleep on it.
And also, it's just not that deep, is it? It's a tweet, man. Like everyone's just like people will quote tweet stuff I said 6 months ago and think that it's like some mad gotcha that I still think to this day. And it's like, man, it's just a tweet. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Jokes. Let me just finish off these chats. Big up Dill. Says 1 win in 14 last season to 1 loss in 14 now. Blood is in the water and the Sharks are circling again. Pepper seriously changed our lives. I love him more than most of the family. Big up the panel, but the blue. Now, big up Dill, man. Come on, bro. Big up to you, man. Big up Kieran as well. Says Poole were a bit of a shambles today, and there's still times in our game where we collectively drift off. A full 90 of what we saw today against an informed top team, and I'll be convinced we're back. Well, I know they're not informed top team yet, but a guy
I don't think we can do that.
This is why, for me, this Newcastle game coming up is big as well, because now, for me, I feel like we can relax ourselves a little bit. We just got a big win, but now you got to go away and get a big win. Because I think
Newcastle are doing that well, mate.
They're shocked. They're
Yeah,
no,
shocked.
but
You know what I mean? I know what you mean, but they're not.
It's St. James. So that's the
It's
thing.
St. James's Park, though.
Yeah, form goes out the window with games like this, I think.
Yeah.
Especially like
Yeah.
people are downplaying Liverpool.
Don't think it
today,
does at the moment.
But we never beat them, regardless of how good they are. Like
We won one in the last 8 games.
And
Yeah,
it's at
one
the
in
12:30 match. It's the early match,
Oh,
right?
it's early.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
No. Wait, it's 12:30 my time.
Oh,
I got caught by the time zone. My bad. My bad. I was a little nervous right there for a second. My bad.
Let me just finish these
Think,
chats. Shout out to Midnight Crisis. Says Doku Slander. Keep proving them wrong, my black brother. Come on, bro. Big up to you, bro. Yeah. Big up Midnight Crisis. Big up City Star. Says credit the coaches for having the players ready for today's game. Also the tactics of Haaland, Man Mark, Van Dijk all game, so they couldn't.
You know what? I was going to say that. I noticed that from where I was sat. He sat on Van Dijk, so he could never take the ball out from the keeper.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, it was Canate, and Canate kept losing the ball.
Let Canate smash the ball.
That was. I think Pep today, fucking on it, mate. 10 out of 10 match rating. The starting 11, legit. By the way, that Cherky sub, I think was fucking mint. Yeah, because I don't think Cherky was having a good game. I personally would have let him take the free kick.
He wasn't good.
No, he wasn't. I would have let him take the free kick before I subbed him off. But I actually think that was a mad sub as well. And like I say, the tactics and everything today from Pep was just
Spot on,
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Apart from the one person I am slandering is that set piece coach, mate. How on earth are you having Matheus Nunes marking Van Dijk? Not reactionary. Said it as soon as I seen it on the screen. And I saw him. I was like, what is he doing marking Van Dijk? And then he scored. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So that pissed me off. But I don't want to spend.
Well, we did score from a set piece for the first time this season, though, so it cancels out.
Yeah, is that real though?
Yes, of course it's real.
Is that
does that count?
Does
though?
it count?
It went out first.
Yes, of course it counts.
It
What
went
are we
out
doing?
first.
I'm not
Because
sure.
most of the corners that came in today was absolutely nowhere near anyone.
No,
Again.
come on.
Like it
I
was a
think this
free
set
header
piece
every
coach
time.
ain't done much wrong. Much right. But that defending, I don't know why. Whose idea is it to have Nunes marking Van Dijk? Anyway, it didn't count. But fuck me, that needs to change. One player that we also need to speak about, Ruben Dias. Yeah,
ALB, before we get Jay's opinion.
Whoa, don't go anywhere.
Before we get Jay's opinion, LB, can I come in with some receipts on Jay's?
Oh, have you got some as well, Joe? Yeah.
I've got some.
Whoa,
opinions
no
of
receipts
Ruben
allowed.
Dias.
I didn't use receipts.
I've got some opinions of Jay's that have spanned months of what. So if we go back to March 20th, 2025. The tweet was
Joe. This is horrific.
You have done this to me before, Jay. This is why it's happening. It's the tweet was, what opinion about your club will have you like this? Obviously, it's the guy with all the swords pointed at him. Jay, Ruben Dias is overrated by neutrals and has never been the best centre back at the club. Then we come to April 12th, 2025.
That's what I'm looking at right now, Joe.
Can't wait for all the Glazers to accept I was right about Ruben Dias, by the way. It's gonna hit like crack next season. and then we come to 1st of July 2025.
That's
I'm
what
going
I will be.
Is this the one that says Ruben Dias is a scrum?
I'm going to apologise and retract my statement calling Diaz sexy Tarkovsky. It was out of order and I shouldn't have said it. James, I am deeply sorry for comparing you to this scrub. I hope you can forgive me one day.
What game
And
was
then-
that after? I
That
need
was
to know
that was
the
Al
game,
Hilal.
man.
It was Al Hilal.
That was
wasn't
the
Al Hilal.
Club World Cup. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
the
We were
last
shit that day.
one. The last one.
Yeah,
was
we was
August
shit that day.
23rd.
We were
Reactionary.
bad.
The last one is August 23rd, 2025. Death, taxes, and Ruben Dias losing aerial duels with a zip over his.
That's
over
facts,
the,
though.
the mouth
Look at the
emoji.
percentages from last year.
So
It's facts.
yeah, Jay, I'll let you get your defense
Listen,
lawyers
yeah,
out.
I'll
and-
address
Oh.
this. I'll address this.
That one there was a violation, personally.
I'll address this. Ruben, I'm speaking to you and you alone now. I know you're watching, bro. Yeah? I've got one thing that I want to say to you, my brother. You're welcome. Yeah? All the advice that I gave you last year, you
Shameless.
listened to. You
Shameless.
worked on your heading. You did a load of work in the summer. You've piped down and on the Instagram posts. You're not twerking on Lamborghinis anymore. You've become our warrior defender that I was asking for and the leader at the back that I've been crying out for 2 years.
No,
bro.
no,
Thank
no,
you,
no,
my
no,
guy.
Shameless,
no,
what a
no,
Thank you
shameless
for
man.
listening. Thank you for listening, and you're welcome.
No,
Big
no,
up
you,
to you,
Shameless.
you
bro.
cannot, you
Well, in
cannot
that-
play the
in that
leadership
case-
card now. You
in
think
that case,
leadership
this
was
fan-
overrated. Now you're
This fan base has
praising
got a lot
leadership.
to thank me for.
No. I was giving constructive criticism, and he's improved based off that criticism. I never told him to get out the club. Yeah, I just coached him into what he is today. He
Coached
listened, and look at us now. We held ourselves to higher standards. Him and Haaland. I called them both out last year for not being good enough, and look at them now, bro. They're thriving. They're cooking. They need to start watching the streams.
I
more,
can't
man.
believe
You'll
I
be a
cannot
lot
believe
better,
that this disgraceful defense is getting the likes of WJ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Big
look, people
Jay.
know, man.
Mate,
Well
mate,
done.
Mate,
Well
mate,
done.
they're
Mate,
little sheep in there. Every time
Your
you open your
absolute
mouth, it's
your
WJ,
your
no
army
matter
of
what he says.
your army of creatures in this chat are really just sort of a really
They know, man, they know what needed to be said. And look, I got proven right. And look how much better we are now. The Pep changed the system away from the high line, which was never going to work for Ruben Dias in the team. We've adapted. We've come back stronger. And he's improved. Well done to him. And
One question for you, Jay.
You're welcome.
Right. If we have a fit team, would you rather have Kuznetsov play centre half and Diaz?
Not at the moment. Not in this system.
No,
Not
no,
right
no.
now. Not right now.
No. Jay's got to answer this question. Jay's got to answer it.
If we've got a fully fit team,
Ask me the question, yeah?
we've got a fully fit team, right? And it's not
Yeah.
based off form, and it's our best, what you think is our best 11. Is Kuznetsov playing right centre back in front of Diaz?
Against who?
Doesn't matter.
Anyone?
Just,
Is it
just like in
Champions
the
League?
next.
Anyone you want. Our best team.
Well, based off the improvements.
going.
This is like watching like a politician gear up.
This
for
is
it.
politics
Exactly.
today. Just-
Explain to us how you're raising income tax.
He's trying to remember the script. He's got the script in his mind and he can't.
Based off
quite
the
get it.
tactical changes that Ruben Dias has made to their game, based off my criticisms last year, then I'd be happy for him to start the game if he continues on playing the way that I want him to.
Oh, just say yeah.
Is
At
that
the
a yes,
moment,
then?
at the moment, I wouldn't change it. I'm not right
Shameless.
now. But
Absolutely shameless, this guy.
he's on watch, Diaz. Any drop in form again, and we know we've got the beast to come back in.
Mate, why argue with Jay when you can just wait? That's what I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. And all this stuff I said about him being having a good, when LB was shaming me for giving him a 9 for the season that he'd had, and then
You said
Yeah,
you'd sell him last season.
Oh yeah,
he was playing poorly. He was playing poorly.
Even Jay didn't say you'd sell him. You said you'd sell him.
Look what's happened to Haaland as well, man. Look at the
Jay didn't want to
difference.
sell
I've got some Haaland receipts if you want those as well. If you want the
These were all
the
facts
evidence
as
from
well.
Haaland.
Nah, save that for when he says that scores a hat trick, man. But nah, big up Diaz, man. He's been cooking this season, and he was mint today as well. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to him. He's getting back on it. But yeah, nah, big up Diaz, man, because we needed it. I remember saying like in the summer, I said if we win the league this year, yeah, it's not going to be because of Cherky or Reinders and that. It's going to be because of Haaland, Foden, Diaz, these type of players, Bernardo Silva, the players that have been here, the players that have done it. We needed these because let's be honest, these guys' levels last year was nowhere near it. Yeah, we needed these, and they're responding. Foden, I thought Foden, by the way, today had a really underappreciated game. I do.
Yeah,
I feel like he had a really, really underappreciated.
Did a lot of the dirty work. Yeah,
He did a lot of dirty work, man. That I don't think people seen. And
this
you know
guy
what's
was
funny,
picking
actually?
up the ball in our own corner, like, and getting
Yeah,
us out
exactly,
of tight
man.
areas deep in there like that. And that started one of the goals, I think, where he was
Yeah, that was the
popping
first
passes
goal.
around, like literally on our own corner flag, got us out of a load of trouble there, and then we're back up the other end. And like that goes so under the radar how important that is, playing out from the back, Foden deep in those areas like that.
Yeah.
So
It was-
yeah,
it
him
was,
and Bernardo. Bernardo needs
yeah,
a shout out
exactly,
as well,
there you
LB,
go.
I think. Captain fantastic, always turns up against Liverpool.
On
man. He's
Bernardo, right?
massive
Why?
shit house.
Why do people still get pissed off when Bernardo starts? And why, when somebody asks you to name your best 11, does Bernardo not get in when he just does this? And this is
No, it
what he
depends
does?
on the game.
People need to accept that Bernardo is going to play pretty much every game this season because
But that's wrong. That's wrong.
But he hasn't played.
It is wrong.
He hasn't
Bernardo
played every
Silva-
game.
When it comes to big games and games, he is so important.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Yeah, big
but you
games,
just
yeah,
said
like you
you
said,
just said
big
90%,
games.
and
I
that
think
is
so.
wrong.
Yeah, I think
No, I think that's right. I don't think Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo Silva has a role in this team exactly like today. In big games where it's going to be tough, you need someone to sit next to Nico G or Rodri or whatever, and they just run around for 90 minutes, sprint about, put challenges in, keep things ticking over. I don't
Today
think...
he didn't do that though. Today he dictated tempo. He was played
No,
sometimes
but you know
deeper
what I'm
than-
saying. You know what I'm saying. You don't need him in a team when you're
I
playing
think we need
bottom
him.
half of the table
We're
side
gonna-
at
we
home.
are
No, I
gonna
don't.
miss
Yeah,
him.
I agree. Yeah.
Exactly.
When he
If you're
goes
playing,
next
if you're
year, we're
playing
gonna miss
Wolves
him.
at home, do you want to see Bernardo Silva on a pitch?
Nah, that's
No.
when you want a Reinders in. Yeah.
No, Pulpy. No, you
I
don't.
do.
You want to see Reinders and that.
No, I
Yeah,
want to see
you
Bernardo
do.
because look at
You
what he
want
does for the
attacking
team. We
players,
win.
man.
We win games
No,
when he plays.
but today was a different game because you need him to do that. But you're saying, right? You're saying like he dictated tempo and that,
He's
which basically
integral to
means
the way we play now.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
but
In the
don't
big
break
games,
down a low block, Paul.
I agree in the big games.
We don't need to break roadblocks when he's just
When you're playing
dictating.
Wolves at home, you don't need Nico G
Yeah.
and Bernardo Silva playing next to each other.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Bernardo's
you only
so
need
good.
one of them.
No, he's good, Pulpy, but you can't accept it. Would you not rather have... Look at what Reinders did against Wolves. It proves the point. Bernardo Silva's doing that against Wolves. He ain't going to do that against Wolves. There's a time and a place for Bernardo Silva. And I agree with you that some people still don't get it. Yeah. But my issue with what you said was he starts 90% of the games. And that's where I think that is wrong. He shouldn't start. He should start about 50% of the games. Yeah. 50 big games, big away games. So St. James's Park, yeah, unless you're playing Rodri and Nico G, he's got to play. Real Madrid, he's got to play. But Wolves at home, Burnley at home, these type of games, nah, don't need him. I need creators. I need players that can score and unlock defenses. It's not 90%. That's the point I'm making. I agree with you that some people don't get it, but 90% is way too high. It's like 50%, something like that. But he did good as well.
I think when he goes next year, we're going to miss him. So
Yeah, 100%.
But people say this about everyone. We're going to miss Sergio.
Different,
we're
man.
going to miss...
People said it about De Bruyne. People said it about De Bruyne as
people
well.
say that all the time, Pulpy, man. Like, Company when he was leaving, Fernandinho, Kevin De Bruyne,
There's
David
always
Silva.
someone else waiting in the wings,
There's
man.
always... That's the thing, Pulpy, yeah? This club...
How much did we miss Gundogan when he left?
But because he didn't replace him.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. How are you going to replace Bernardo Silva? What sort of players out there you can do that Bernardo Silva does?
Instead of just not replace... Bro, we literally let Gundogan go and went and got Kovacic, who's a good player, but like, come on, man, he should have been a squad rotational player. We tried to get Jude Bellingham. We tried to get Declan Rice. If we would have got Declan Rice, you wouldn't be saying that. So when Bernardo Silva leaves, we need to make sure that we replace him with a good player. Now, who that player is, you know,
I was
Valverde, isn't it?
I just think he's so important to the way we play.
I think big games, yeah, but not
in those games, yeah.
Yeah, the big
But
games.
anyway, I want to talk on someone that we absolutely must speak on, and that is Nico Gonzalez. I don't know about you guys yet. Have you ever seen such a rapid increase in performance levels from a player? I'm not saying he was bad last year, yeah, but it was squad. I call it like squad rotation level last year, wasn't it? That's what I thought his performance is. His performances now, like, bro, they're like elite. They're like elite performance, bro. The whole of Twitter's glazing him, by the way. Rival fans, they're all glazing. They're all saying, "Our City just got a Rodri 2.0." These are rival fans, not City fans, boys. Yeah, Danny, let me come to you on this one, bro. What are you saying?
As well?
Exactly.
Yeah, unbelievable today. And the opposition he faces just gets better and better, and he gets better and better the better teams he faces. Today, he kept it moving. He did take a tactical foul at one point, but again, Fernandinho's always done that. Rodri's always done that. His game intelligence today was just there. He knew what to do. He knew where to be. He knew what to do at what time, and he was courageous enough to shoot from long distance, which I can't say about enough of our players. And there you go. you deserve a bit of luck when you take a chance like that. So
You do. About
yeah,
time
I can't speak highly enough about him.
Yeah, nah.
Everyone was always questioning, weren't they? Can he do it in big games? He was in the big games, and he stepped up today and put his massive balls on the table and said, "There you go, I can do it."
Yeah,
Best midfielder on the pitch. And this is with people like McAllister and Gravenberch, who people have been absolutely sucking off for well over a year now, saying how Gravenberch is the best six in the league and all this business. Nico G was absolutely levels above today. Did absolutely everything. Winning the ball, duels, defensive work,
man,
the way he carries it forward as well, and the way he passes through the lines. It's so underrated. Like his ball playing skills as well. He's fucking his aerial ability, the way he wins headers off set pieces in the midfield, man. The guy can do absolutely everything. And you could argue in his first year at City, he's probably been better and shown better signs than Rodri did. So, I mean, I'm not saying.
That's not even controversial. That's not even controversial. No. It's absolutely true. I remember Rodri's first season. Rodri's first season, Pep kept playing him in Gundogan, and it was totally unplayable.
Oh, bro, I remember that. Yeah, that was horrendous. The thing is, for me though, when I look at Nico G, like, if he could, I'm going back here now. Yeah, if he could learn the more defensive side of the game, it was always going to be pretty interesting because the guy's naturally innate. So progressing the ball forward is going to be really good at because that's his game. He's innate, right? So what he had to learn was the positioning things and like the defensive side of the game. And I just think that has just skyrocketed, man. And
he gets to all the second balls and like knocks the ball away. 50-50 challenges. He's fucking everywhere, man. The guy's mint.
Yeah. He's developed that press resistance sort of stuff. He's just so good at swiveling on the ball and opening the half a yard up.
Absolutely.
And them sort of tackles where it's like 60-40 in somebody else's favour for Lungy wins those. He did a shit house tackle today and won the ball, got booked, brought him down and got booked, right? And you think to yourself, but then he just played the whole game the same tempo, put the tackle in, didn't matter. He was so good, didn't affect his game at all, just carried on playing the game he does.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question and let me come back to that super chat that GMAV sent before. What's the long-term solution with Nico and Rodri? Because do we play them both? Like, what you guys reckon here? Because for me, I'm looking at this Newcastle game, and I
playing them both is like it's the same thing as like playing Bernardo and Nico together, or Bernardo and Rodri. It's like you don't want to play both of them because it feels too like restrictive. Like in 50, like like you say, like Burnley at home, you're not playing Rodri and Nico, are you? Like you're playing.
But remember, Nico is naturally innate.
Yeah, but would you rather see him? Would you rather see him, or would you rather see like a Rodri or Nico with Foden and Cherky ahead of them? Like,
yeah, I hear that. So let's take the Newcastle game as an example then.
Yeah,
Newcastle. Are you playing Rodri? And let's assume Rodri's fully fit, right? Because he probably will be fit. He's already fit already. Would you play Nico and Rodri in that game?
I'd like to see it personally.
I would. I think it will be mint.
Yeah, because you can get things like because they're both well. He's probably put him on the right and just fuck Cherky off for that game. Personally, that's what I would be happy to see. Because I think obviously on the left they've got Anthony Gordon or Harvey Barnes going down the left hand side, aren't they? So you're going to need a bit of extra defensive cover, and I think I'm fine with seeing Bernardo do that. But I think it's one of them in it where like because obviously Bernardo is a bit more of a, which is strange to say considering what he was when we bought him. Bernardo feels like more of a defensively minded player at this point, and he's like someone who does a lot of pressing and a lot of running and. A lot of the obviously he's very, very, very good on the ball, but it's the pressing and the legs that you get from him. I don't think like Nico does give you that, but just in like a really different way. Like he doesn't do the same sort of. He's not chasing plays around the pitch all day long. He's doing a lot more of the sort of the covering defensive ground and sort of like basically just winning the ball back higher up the pitch by like intercepting it or pressing plays and stuff like that. And I think if you have him and Rodri, who are both capable of doing the same thing, which is basically just sitting deep, but ultimately ending up on the edge of the opposition penalty area, then having both of them just sort of rotating and doing that all game could be really interesting to watch. But I don't know how much. This
is my thing, though, Joe. I think Max on the money. I think you go to Newcastle. I think you need physicality.
It's them and Arsenal where I do that Rodri Nico. The other 17 teams are playing against it. Just put Bernardo there, or even you play Wolves, you put a more creative player there. But against teams in these big, tall range, even like Aston Villa, they got Onana. I do Rodri, Nico Gonzalez in that kind of game. But Yeah,
And we missed
Newcastle
them both
especially. You
massively
kind of have to, because think about it. You nick a goal, you score, you go 1-0 up. You got the Great Wall of Manchester on your team now. You got Rodri, Nico, and then the back line has been good for a month now. So
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens when Rodri is back, because ultimately, I think Nico is just gonna go back to warming the bench for Rodri at that point. I think personally, I don't want to see it, but in a big game, obviously in the big games we might see both of them, but you know, the week to week sort of, you know, Leeds away, like Leeds at home, like Wolves away type games, like they're going to be just Rodri. Rodri's going to play every game that he's available because he's the best midfielder in the world.
He is. But you know what? If that does happen and Rodri's back on it, and at least we've got a player that can step in, and at least we don't have to spam Rodri out every single game now. You know?
Yeah, can rest him sometimes.
That's the best part.
Which is what we missed massively, didn't it? And that's why he ended up getting injured pretty much in the end, because he was so overworked. And the fact that we can bring Nico G in and have no worries whatsoever, unlike in previous years, then it's a good place to be, man. But I think that double pivot feeds fucking families, man, in the future going forward. Because I think they're both capable of being an 8 as well. And like Joe was saying, I think they can kind of maybe take turns mid-game, where if one goes, the other sits. If the other goes, the other sits. Let's not forget, we've seen Rodri have like 10-plus goal seasons with multiple assists as well. That guy's more than capable of being an 8 and being one of our most creative players when he picks up the ball on the edge of the box there. So I think both of them are more than capable of playing a double pivot next to each other. And the fact that they're so defensively capable as well, that just takes the pressure off your Fodens, your Cherkis, your Dokus to feel like they've got to do too much defensively. That just frees them up to just go and be what they want to be and be
the concern is big up Thomas. Some other guy put this in the chat a minute ago. Is it too Rice Zubimendi? But I think that Rodri.
That's why they're solid. That's why they're defensive.
That's why they're solid. Exactly. I think Rodri is more. Is I don't know if this is controversial, and if Arsenal fans disagree with this, and I think you're on cloud cookie land. Rodri is better creatively than both of these players. Nico G should be more creative than both of these players because he's a natural 8 himself. Do you get me? And he come from La Masia, so he should be able to unlock those eye needle passes. So whilst I hear the comparisons, it's too Rice Zubimendi, it's not got enough going forward. Both of these players can assist and score. Like Jay said, Rodri, I think in his treble year got like 10 goals, 15 assists or something.
The 4 year it was. Yeah.
Both of those players pass the ball forwards as well in between the lines. You don't see that from Rice and Zubimendi.
Exactly.
Nico G and Rodri's first thought, like 80% of the time, is to how they're going to move the ball forward to our attacking players, and that's the main difference in it. And I think it could genuinely be one of the best midfielders we could see, potentially seeing the Premier League moving forward if they start clicking and Rodri gets back to his best.
It could almost be as well a way. Maybe we don't sign a direct Bernardo replacement, and maybe we just go, right, Nico, you are doing the Bernardo job of being like our big games, play next to Rodri kind of guy, and it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same sort of, little man running after their entire midfield and nipping in and winning the ball back kind of thing. But it's going to be just two big physical, like defense covering midfielders who are capable of both running to the edge of the opposition penalty area and just smacking a goal in if they have to kind of thing. And also, like you say, creating a lot. And maybe that is the way that we replace Bernardo without having to do it. And maybe we sign a different kind of midfielder instead. Because obviously, if we have Bernardo going, I mean, I'm guessing Kovacic is probably also going to go next summer if he's
going to need at least 2.
So you're looking at least 1 or 2 midfielders. Maybe I still think there's a place for Rico Lewis in this squad as a midfielder, even if it is
I agree.
Even if it is like the 5th or 6th choice midfielder, probably 6th choice midfielder, then you only need to buy 1 at that point. And then, as someone's put in the chat there, Anderson, I think going all out for Elliot Anderson or like a Dan Wharton or someone like that. Like maybe they're the two that, you sort of look at.
Pulpy, I get the vibe from you that you ain't down for this Rodri Nico trial. Why not?
No, what it is, right? So, right, we all know Nico's been. Forget the January to summer. In this team this year. He's played as pretty much a defensive midfielder, right?
Yeah.
We're all of a sudden expecting him to come in and be just as good as he has been defensive midfielder to then be a different position and be just as good. So we have to be very careful that if he's going to play next to Rodri, you ain't going to get the same level of Nico G performances that you've been getting as a defensive midfielder. So we all assume that, oh, he's been great. Look, he's only can do that for. We don't know. It's unproven. You know, it is unproven. So we have to be very careful that we're not just assuming that he'll go sit next to Rodri and he'll become the most perfect partnership. To be fair, the likelihood is they probably won't be as good together as we both think, as we all think, or we all like. So that's where, for me, I think once Rodri is fully fit, I'd imagine Nico's the one that misses out mostly. Purely because Rodri's the best midfielder in the world, and there is better players to suit playing with Rodri than, you know, if you stick Foden and Bernardo in midfield with Rodri, I think that's the strongest we've got.
Do you think that
I just don't see it being? I get certain games, certain things, you know, where you need to show things up, but even that's unproven. So having two really good midfielders in that defensive works, but if it comes down to straight up going for winning games and stuff, I would not be having Nico playing in midfield next to Rodri. There's far more better creative players for our system than that right now, and that's just purely because we've not seen Nico in a more advanced position at all. Just unproven.
I think we've just got to trial it. I think it's fair. It might not work, innit? But I think it's got to be trialed. The question is Newcastle the game to trial it? Because that's now a fucking massive game as well.
I think against Newcastle, mate, I don't think Rodri starts either. I think Nico will.
I wouldn't want him to personally.
I think Nico will start that one.
I'd rather stick with the midfield that we've got and then bring Rodri in for an easy game after that, where he doesn't have to go where he has to play to 100% for us to be all right. But I think so. Let's say, for example, that Rodri comes back and Rodri's fit for the foreseeable future, and then because it's Pep and because it's Rodri, he starts basically every game between now and the end of the season, and Nico becomes a bench player. Like, how long is Nico okay with that before he starts?
Well, wait a sec, Joel, because we don't even know if Rodri's fucking staying. He's still not signed a contract yet.
Well, oh shit, I didn't even think about that.
Well, here's the thing, Joel. Life after Rodri's coming, mate, and we've seen that we can cope without it.
Well, this is the thing.
We're same with De Bruyne, same with Aguero. We have these players. You think there's no life after these players; it'll never go on, and we're seeing it in front of us right now.
Yeah, because if this is happening,
the ball all season now, then we'll look at us and look at what we're talking about.
If that is happening, I mean, I personally think that Rodri will sign a new deal, and we've probably got him for another like 3 years minimum or something like that. But it's. You just don't want to. You don't want to lose Nico before that point where Rodri like actually is gone, because he looks like he's able to do that job like perfectly well, and I think that you don't want to be in a position where you give him, you almost don't want Pep to just go straight into the right. Rodri, you're starting every game now. Sorry, Nico, you're back to being the Calvin Phillips of the squad and just sitting on the bench and I don't think that will happen. By the way, I think there'll be plenty of games.
But Nico G can play next to Rodri, because that's the thing I've always said about the whole Rodri. But I've never thoroughly believed that you can buy a Rodri backup, because I don't think it works, because they always come into games cold because they never fucking play. Hence why I've always believed you have to buy an 8 who can do the job as a 6 when Rodri's not there, like Gundogan did, back in the day, right? Which is why I always obviously went to Bruno G, because I felt he would be the perfect player to do that. This is why I think that Pep will look at playing Nico Gonzalez next to Rodri, because Nico Gonzalez is at 8, so he can play next to Rodri, and then when Rodri needs a break, he can then just drop in the 6 like Gundogan did. I don't think you can get a backup. I don't think you get a Rodri backup. I don't think it works. You can't just expect a player to not play for 5 games in a row. You know what? Pep's never going to sub Rodri off, because he never does.
Yeah, he won't.
And then just go, oh, here you go, big game player. I'm like, yo, this is a high-level, elite-level sport. I've not kicked a ball in 5 weeks. Now you just expect me to drop in. That's why personally, that's why I think that Nico G can still work, because I think Nico will play next to Rodri. Not every game, but I think Pep will play Nico next to Rodri. I mean, he's an 8 himself. His actual game is an 8. So if he's playing like this as a 6, which is not even his position. Remember in the interview when he signed, he said, "I'm not a 6, by the way." He said that in the interview, and these are the performance levels now. I'm thinking, well, you can play like this, mate, as a 6. What can you play like with an 8 next to Foden and Rodri behind you? I don't need you to be putting in Ballon d'Or performances here. Just get the ball off the defense and progress it up the pitch. That's why I think it can work, man. I really do, but we'll see, man. It's obviously interesting, but again, options in it for Pep. You know what I mean? We're sitting here now.
Compares to last season where it was like we were just having to cycle through a combination of Gundogan, Kovacic, and Bernardo and just hope for the best.
Bro, it was.
Kovacic's been bad for a few weeks. You reckon we should bring Gundogan back in, lads?
Yeah, but
and let's not forget, Nico G was holding bench to those guys for the back half of last season. That was driving us all fucking mad as well, wasn't it?
But these options are all over the pitch. It's not just this position. You know, left back, he's got Aït-Nouri and O'Reilly battling it out. Yeah, he's got obviously Diaz and Huzanov there. Nunes, Huzanov. You know, it's fucking mint. Obviously, we've got this Doku Marmoush thing, and hopefully Marmoush can start applying more pressure on Doku, so Doku gets up and Doku pushes Marmoush. This is what it's about, man. It's about competition for places and options, and that's what we've got, mate. That's what we've got. So I like what I'm seeing, mate. But yeah, anything else on Nico G, boys? No?
Huh? Just fucking class, mate.
I think he's, you know what I have noticed about him? He's got that same mentality as Diaz. As he seems to me like he's a leader on the pitch. You know, like I think Diaz is quite.
You think so? I don't think he is, mate.
No, I see it. He's always the sort of guy that's high fiving and shit. You know, going to double hand press, you know, all that sort of stuff. When something happens, he just seems to be developing that, and that wasn't in his game when we first got him.
Ooh. He comes across as quite a bit of like.
I thought he was like quite.
As I say, I think he's a bit sheepish. He always comes across.
I think he's quite. Today I've seen him doing that a lot. I think he's probably starting to. Other people, professionalism's rubbing off on him.
That's Donnarumma. That he loves a sausage party. He's always getting everyone to cuddle each other. Like, I think we've seen it. Yeah. Donnarumma, man. Whatever he's doing with those guys behind the scenes, man, they all love each other now. They're always cuddling and that on the pitch.
Yeah, I think we've seen it. We've definitely seen it across the team in a way that we probably haven't since like the treble season. Like I remember that year, it was every single block. It felt like Diaz was there ready to like shag whoever did the blocking every single time round, and it was just like now we've come back to that sort of. Now we're back to that kind of like, oh, you've done something mint there, like everyone like hugging each other and stuff like that.
He does it to Nunes all the time. I think that's probably giving Nunes mad confidence. He's like he's doing something right, and when you're in that sort of person where you're only one mistake away from an absolute meltdown, which we all know Nunes is. Having Diaz there, who's like, well done, mate, high fives, great tackle, just sort of keeps somebody on a level and makes them realise that they're doing a good job, and keeps them on it. I think that's so important. I think Nico's developing that. We'll see. I think he was there today. I think I've seen it sort of growing into his game.
Just touching though on the whole Donnarumma thing. I think this guy's changed our world, man. I honestly do. I think having him in our team, and he made one save today from Szoboszlai, which was straight at him, but it was hit with a lot of power.
Strong hand as well.
Ederson's not stopping that. I don't think Ederson tips that away like that.
No, come on.
I think he does. It's a good save.
What I'm saying is not as convincingly as that.
Not as convincingly, mate.
No,
you can't say it goes in.
He saves it. He saves it.
Steel hands.
Yeah, I know.
It still did go out for a corner. So.
Yeah, but he whacked it at him. I don't know, man. I just think this Donnarumma guy is just. I think it's given the whole back line, at least a
10% confidence boost in it across the whole back line.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our defense was obviously we all know this, but our defense was dead. I'm not talking about dead as in shit. I think it was dead. Like there was no pulse in our defense last year. It was fucking shocking, mate. Like there was nothing, no leadership. Just passive players everywhere, nothing, absolutely nothing. Yeah, whereas now you've got fucking Donnarumma screaming at everybody. You got Diaz playing his best football again. No surprise there. Everyone just looks mint, bro. And I not all of it, because obviously you don't know how much he's due to the old players and Pep and that. But I think Donnarumma, man, I think he's given the whole back line just a mad sort of confidence boost.
I tell you, I think he's up there with Premier League signing of the season, if not the Premier League signing.
At the price as well, Danny.
Yeah,
it's insane for the cost.
We stole him there, man.
His kicking was good today as well,
Some little left-footed dinks over to the right. Nunes.
He's left footed it out to Nunes on the right wing.
But it works, dude.
I thought he had that in his fucking life.
I thought he gave the ball to our defenders in some pretty dodgy positions, personally. I thought he passed it square to a fullback who was right in our corner. And it's like, you've with the pressing Liverpool were doing, it's like, you've given this, the reason why we had to do so many of these dead intricate passing moves in our corner is because we boxed ourselves into it.
That was a pet tactic, though. I was watching
maybe it was.
I don't know if you've seen the clip yet.
I think he's trying to draw him out,
He was, right? Go and watch that first goal back, yeah, because the whole game I was going, why the fuck are we doing this, man? Stupid, right? You look at the first goal, he gives the ball, as you said, to Nico O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly's in the corner flag. I don't know how he manages to get out of it. He turns,
He's
spins
drawing
out, and we're
Salah in.
away. Switches the ball, yeah, because Liverpool was playing so narrow. Nunes gets down the wing completely unmarked.
Yeah,
and
that was
get
that's
away.
what led to the first goal, innit? Yeah.
So I feel that like it was a bit of
I agree
that like, yeah, he did do that. You're spot on to raise that because he did do that, yeah. But I think it was a tactic. I think also because it's not Edison. I feel more nervous when he does it. I'm like, yeah,
I'm
agree.
yeah. Are you doing this because it's a tactic, or are you doing this because you think you have to pass it short, so you just passed it to the guy who's open? And maybe if they're not in a good, even if they're not in a great position, you've just done it anyway. And I think that's kind of the same thing that we all went through when Edison did first join, before we worked out that Edison was just some fucking weird lizard man who could kick the ball to wherever he wanted to.
I wanted to so that Salah, when Salah went through and missed, was it offside that, or was it just?
No,
he was well on.
He was on.
Nah, it was
Right,
on.
Nunes was like way behind everyone else.
Was that the one where he dinked it? And
If that's Edison in net,
wide, yeah.
if that's Edison in net, that goes in, because I guarantee you Salah just finds a way through in there. I think Donnarumma's got that.
You missed, bro.
You missed the target, though.
No, listen.
Donnarumma makes himself big.
Let me finish my point. I think there's an added level in intimidation that Donnarumma brings out when he's coming out like Schmeichel had that. He's just so big. The same thing Alisson's got in, mate.
I agree with. No, I do agree with what Poopy's saying.
Alisson's got that one-on-one thing where you go through and sort of the stacks in the favour of the goalkeeper.
Poopy, Donnarumma makes strikers think about what they're doing.
That's it.
And then they overkill.
I think that's what happens a lot with Donnarumma.
Brentford away when that guy
goes Brentford.
It was Thiago.
It was Thiago.
Went through on goal, yeah, and you can tell the guy's shitting himself as he's going through on goal because he's looking at Donnarumma thinking, "Shit, what am I going to do here?" Whereas,
I think our keepers are fast. I think Edison and stuff. I think when the keepers go through, players go through. If that had been Salah going through against Edison there, whether it went in or not, I still think Salah thinks he's going to score that every time, and he probably would have done.
I hear it. I hear it. I don't like saying it because it makes it sound like we're shitting.
No, I'm not saying this about King. I'm just saying.
No, but I agree.
Gives us something.
No, but it's not Edison slander. It's Donnarumma.
It tips the scales in our favour. It does like Alisson does it.
It's like the
Alisson does do it. Yeah.
He does what basically Haaland does, but the other way. Like when Haaland's through one-on-one, he knows he's going to score. And when when someone's through one-on-one against Donnarumma, the striker knows that there's a very good chance that Donnarumma's probably going to just close him down and say,
they're already kind of beat, aren't they? How am I going to keep it?
Haaland doesn't even think about it anymore. He just goes through and he's like, right, sick. Because he's in form and he's confident. He's like, sick. I'm just going to score here, and it goes in. Whereas strikers going up against Donnarumma, like, oh fuck, like, what am I going to do here? Am I going to go round him? Am I going to go left? Am I going to try and dink him? Like, which one is it? And then like, next thing you know, he's sick. Like, I do get what you mean in that Salah chance. Like, obviously he missed, but I'm kind of loath to say that everything is just like Edison would have let that in, but I do know what you mean in terms of the aura, for lack of a better word. Of like Donnarumma.
You gotta understand what Poopy's saying, man. I get what he's saying. It's not that
100%.
Edison would have let it in.
It's the Schmeichel factor in it.
Donnarumma is there, and he forces players to do shit that they wouldn't have done if he wasn't there. I get it, but it just makes it.
You all know what would happen. Salah goes through like that usually. He just sort of like ticks under the keeper as the goal. Doesn't matter who's in net, but something about Donnarumma, man, makes me think there's just he has that advantage. He's somewhat mental. It's his size. He's just like that extra 5% swing is just enough to think, yeah, this guy. I just fancy.
I think Salah's just washed, to be honest.
Well, there's that as well, Jay. But I'm saying, yeah, Salah washing, yeah, but yeah.
No, because Salah scored a couple goals against Ederson where he's been one-on-one. He puts it low. Donnarumma makes himself big. You can't go low. He's got big, long legs.
Yeah.
He saw it with Thiago as well. He changed his body shape in the last second. So
even when he did miss, like you could see that Donnarumma's hand was like that, like covering the post. So like even if Salah gets that inside the post, Donnarumma's probably just smacks it away with his hand anyway. So it's like you think that it's just mad. It's crazy. Like I don't know if it's just this again does sound like Edison slander, but it's like it is mad seeing a player go up one-on-one against our keeper and being like, you know what, Donnarumma's probably got this. Like the number of like, I don't know if I just become conditioned over a decade of watching Edison and seeing a lot of first shots on target, seeing quite a few soft goals go in, which obviously we all take that because of what he gave to us on the ball. And obviously the fact that 9 times out of 10 we'd score more goals than the opposition, so you could overlook the odd one here and there, but truly in a big game like that, especially when it's someone like Salah or something going 1-on-1 against Ederson, how often were you looking at that thinking, nah, Ederson saved this? It's like, no, it'd be like, fuck, well.
And you know what it is as well, Joe? I think Champions League, you're going to notice it even more.
Yeah.
Bro, when we were watching Courtois for Real Madrid, who I think personally is the best goalkeeper in the world, when you're watching Courtois pull these saves off, man, he literally keeps them in the game.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember that Champions League final a few years ago with Liverpool?
Liverpool.
Liverpool should have won that
Made
match,
about 11
man.
saves, didn't he?
Bro, Liverpool should have won that Champions League final, and they didn't because Courtois was pulling off these worldy fucking saves every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think when you've got a player like that's, to be fair, I've always said that about Ederson. Is like I always felt he was better off with Ederson in the league, 38 games. But I always said, as much as I loved Ederson, I always said I think you are better off with a shot stopper in the Champions League because the scales tip to the favour of just keep the fucking ball out the back of the net. So I think it will be interesting as we go through this Champions League, as well. PSG last year made some big saves. Remember, I would say that the save off Odegaard, mate, was absolutely stunning. Because remember, how tall is he? He's like 6'4" or something. For him to get down like that last year against Arsenal, the Odegaard save was class, man. But yeah, I mean, to be honest,
mate, he's about 6'7". Him. All these
6'5" Donnarumma. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's
6'5".
That's shorter than
I think he's 195, mate. I think he's 195. Someone
Because if you
Google it.
see him stood next to like Haaland and stuff like that, he's well bigger than Haaland. That's fraud stats. That I think that's fraud
stats, man. He looks massive, bro. Yeah,
and Trafford's rated as 6'6", but Donnarumma's about 2.
He's bigger than him, yeah.
Well, Trafford.
About
would anyone be surprised if Trafford got sold in January now?
In January, no.
No, not January.
No, not January. I think he sees.
What
I think
about
he
if
sees out the
Newcastle
season.
coming in January and say, "Yo, we'll put some cash on the table"?
No,
Nah.
Not sure why.
We won't want to sign someone else in January. We'll stick with it until we'll say no. Come back in summer. Nah.
6'7".
I'd be like, yeah.
ban all then. Can I ban them all?
Yeah. I think Trafford's nailed on to go in. He's nailed on to go in summer, but I just think he's not. Look, if he goes in January, he's not going to get any closer to the World Cup. Like he might go as the third choice keeper, but he's not going to play in the World Cup. And I think that we'll just go, look, right, yeah, obviously we've sold you a dream here when we signed you in the summer, but just stick it out for the season and we'll let you go to Chelsea or Newcastle or wherever in the summer. When
I'm still saying Tino Livramento, man. Tino Livramento swap deal, bro. Let's make it happen.
You know, he's actually slated to come back against us right after the break, Livramento. They've got like 5 players.
Where does Livramento get in our team?
It's actually a good point.
But wait a sec, because Sai spoke about this before, right? Like, we're in November and he's playing mint, but I don't think that we should just be saying, right, we're not signing a right back now.
Yeah, we don't. We still need a right back. Nunes is not the long-term guy for the next 4 or 5 years.
I still think we should be looking at signing right backs, bro. And I think Livramento should be the guy that would look at.
I love Nunes, you know. I actually fucking love him.
Wait until Newcastle when he fucking kicks the ball into the back of our net. Like then it's because it's the thing.
Everyone said this about Liverpool though, and about
no, it's good. My thing with Nunes is mint, and he's playing mint at the moment. Like since Kusanov's injury, that's when I was scared when Kusanov went down because I was like, fuck, we got to watch that. We got to have Nunes there for ages, and obviously that's going to cover the Liverpool game, and I'm shitting myself that I did him played against Liverpool, and obviously. He's passed every test that's been given so far. However, if we're 1-0 up against Newcastle and it's tight, it's 15 minutes to go, and Nunes slaps the ball out of the air in our penalty area, and we give away a penalty and we suddenly lose 2-1, would that shock any? That happened against Brighton? That happened against Brighton. Would that shock anybody in this?
It would, yeah. Because he's turned the corner. Yeah,
it wouldn't shock me, but like I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, and it's still not happening. That's the point.
Do you think Tino Livramento puts a Mr. Whippy in like that today? By the way,
no, absolutely it does not.
Puts a Whippy in
his crossing. His crossing is great. His crossing is like his
crossing is exceptional.
Nobody else can do that from the right
position. Everyone forgets that last season he was our best left winger in terms of assists for most of the season. Like his crossing is. Especially with Haaland, it genuinely is like very good.
The one against Palace away, wasn't it? That was an amazing cross. Yeah,
he outperformed Doku at left wing.
I don't know, but you know what? Like, I don't know if this actually happens. Yeah, but like, if I was Viana or Pep, I'd say to Nunes, "Listen, mate, We're not signing a right back in January. Yeah. Go and earn that spot. Don't make me. I don't want to spend 50 million quid on a right. Go and smash it this year.
I think he's undroppable.
No, but you're saying it now in November, man. I'm saying like he's got to do it for the full season, bro.
Yeah.
But you're shaking your head. He doesn't have to do it for the full season. So that's it.
He does, yeah. But why are we already writing him off like he's not capable?
Nobody's wrote him off. I just said if I was Viana now.
Look, Joe's him off. He's just
but Joe's a troll, man. I'm saying, if I was Viana, I'd sit down Nunes and say, bro, yeah, you're slamming it right now. I'm letting you know that if you keep up this form and this consistency, I ain't signing a right back, and you're going to be our long-term right back. So
right, but LB, what I'm saying is, I've heard of people all season say, but can he do it against Bournemouth, against Semenyo? Can he do it against Liverpool in a big game? And he keeps doing it over and over again.
That's why I've just had that comment.
And say he is our right back and he is good.
But he's our right back this season. I'm talking long term.
Yeah, but we're already talking about when's the next time he's going to do something wrong. When's the next time he's going to fuck something up.
The thing is, though,
we can't live like that. He's ready to do it now, man.
The thing is, but he's doing it now because we have no other option. So he's doing it now, no matter what. Like it doesn't matter what happens. But he's not. He's clearly not fit yet. He didn't make the squad today. He's clearly not fit enough. Like I think it's a case of like we need to see him do it over the course of a full season and be like and be comfortable. And also we're forgetting he's only done it for a month. He's not done it for ages.
I think the goalposts keep changing though.
No, but that's just a fact. That's just a fact. He's only been doing it for a month.
Everybody agrees. If he carries
he's not been doing it for a month.
If he carries this on, Jay,
it's been a month. It's been a month since
he was mint at right back the back end of last year. I thought he played well for.
Yeah, but he was making bozo errors last year. That's the point.
He wasn't in the last 3-4 months.
Yes, he was.
Were you there for Bournemouth? Did you see that Bournemouth game?
He was making bozos last year. The difference is, I'm changing my tune because I'm agreeing with. I think if he carries this on for the rest of the season,
that Bournemouth game, by the way.
Yeah, but okay. What about the Brighton game then? What about the Brighton game with the penalty?
I don't think that's a bozo. I don't think.
Yes, I know.
He punched his hand.
Yeah, that's the. So would you give him a brand new 3-year contract now and say, right now, I'm your man at right back now?
Mate, if 100% sign the thing now, because why would we give a 5-year contract to Rico Lewis in the summer, but not Matheus Nunes?
Why are you speaking about Rico? Rico's a midfielder.
Jay can't have arguments about one player without bringing another player into it. You should know it.
Because you've got to be consistent. You've got to be consistent. Why does he not deserve a new contract? But like Savio and Rico Lewis did in the summer.
But you can't compare.
He's been clear of them.
That's a mad, bro. That's a madness. You can't just
Why
say.
Is that a madness?
Well, Savio got a contract, so he's getting a contract.
But you're
saying everybody in the fucking team will get a contract.
The thing is, Jay.
A contract now, and I'm saying hell yeah.
I'm asking you a simple question: are you willing right now to commit Nunes as right back for the next 2-3 years?
Do you know what? Yeah, I am.
Oh my God.
Let me pause this in the chat. I need to pause this in
the chat. Really, after how badly all your other takes have aged.
On my life.
I don't think
this guy's going to be class.
Unironically, I don't think that anybody, there's nobody, I don't think there's anybody in here, or certainly, I hope not in the chat, who's not happy with what Nunes is doing at the moment. He's obviously doing very, very well. And as you say, he's passed every test, whether it was the Semenyo test, whether now's the Ekatike test today, like all these other players that he's come up against. He's obviously done very well. But it just comes back to the fact that it's a relatively small, like, and I know that you say last season as well, he played all right, but it was just all right to me. Like he wasn't like a world-class right back. I would argue he probably has been close to a world-class right back for the last month. But the point is that we all know that even just going back to the first few games of this season, he is capable of doing stupid shit that means that he will not be a good right back. And we need to see. We need to see that happen. We need to see that be more consistent over a longer period of time than just a month. I need to see that for the next 3-4 months before that.
This is also a new.
It's not. You just said he's been doing it since last season.
He's played it for less than 12 months. Yeah, he's only going to get better and improve in this position. No. He's already got all the attributes that it takes to be a world class right back. You've just said it yourself there that you could argue that he has been world class in the last couple of months. Yeah. At the end of the day, he's been a right back for less than a year, and it's a position that
you're saying that with a straight face. That's
he's only going to get better. He's only going to improve.
He's played for a year. That's like the quite opposite reason to give him a contract. You're contradicting him. You're contradicting yourself here.
How?
He's only played right back for a year.
So what I'm saying is, he's already showing the levels.
It's a small sample size
within a small sample size, and I'm saying
you can't base it off a small sample size, Jay. It's dangerous to do that.
Jay, last season when
I'll come back in 2 years, and I'll tell you all.
Last season, when Nunes was our best performing left winger, even greater than the mighty Jeremy Doku with all the assists and all the stuff he was doing. Would you have given him a 3-year deal as a left winger at that point?
No.
Well, what's the difference? Why is that different now?
He was
because he didn't play left wing for long enough, did they? Let's be real.
He played it for a month. He played it for about a month or two, and he got most of our assists.
But it's not just been a month. He's not just been good for a month. If you think Nunes has just been good for a month, then that's the biggest load of shit I've ever heard in my life, man.
Wait, you
say the same thing about Doku. He's only done it for 1 game. He's only done it for 2 games. He's only done it for 3 games. Now we're at like game number 8, and he's still fucking mint. At what point do we all just admit that maybe Doku's good, maybe Nunes is good, and maybe these guys are the answer?
I'm just saying, let's just see if he carries like this for the rest of the season. If he does, and we get to the end of the season and he's played like this for the rest of the season, I'm fully down to have that conversation about let's just make him our right back. But I just feel that like it's just a little bit premature. Let's just keep him moving. Yeah. Delph did a mint job until he didn't do a mint job. Zinchenko did a mint job until he didn't do a mint job. And that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? He isn't a right back. And one day he might just fall off. So far, he's doing well. Let's just see how he goes and let's see how he develops. Let me come to some of these.
Jay, there's a difference.
Don't worry.
There's a difference between he's been good and Mum's life, give him a new contract, signed the Ting Big Boy. There's got to be.
I'll tell you one thing I do agree with Jay, though. And I've called this out myself, though. I do feel like with Nunes, we're almost at the point where we're waiting for him to make a single mistake.
Exactly. People are waiting for his downfall.
I do hear that.
The tweets are in drafts, aren't they, ready to go?
But I think it's because we've all seen the bozo that he is capable of being. Like, we've seen it too many times. Like, over the last 12 months, as you say, that he's been sort of on and off doing the role. We have seen, whether it was the derby last season, whether it was like countless other goals last season where he just did, or not necessarily things that led to goals, but just like misplaced passes that lead to opposition chances and stuff like that. Like, the fact that we all know that he is more than capable of just dropping one of those out of nowhere at some point. Like, that's the concern, and that's why I wouldn't be asking him to sign the Ting just yet, because it's just like give him a bit more time before we do that.
Yeah, I hear it, man. I hear it. I tell you one thing that some guy put this in the chat, and I should have brought it up at the time when some guy put it in the chat before. But you know what? Something he stopped doing, diving in. I call it the Cancelo dive. Yeah. Cancelo always used to do that, right? And he never learned. Nunes don't really do it too. He did it once today, actually. A long boy, he went to try and get it, and he got spud, and Gakpo got in. But like, that was something that he did a lot last year, and he doesn't do that anymore. So he's massively improving, man. And I tell you what, his crossing ability is absolutely
unbelievable.
No right back in the world can cross like that, by the way. That's one thing that we've got over any other right back in the world, in my opinion. Fuck Trent, man. That guy's shit. That guy holds bench on a weekly basis. Fuck that guy.
Nah, he's
I mean players who are active.
His crossing ability is crazy. It's mad underrated. And
I don't know, Jay. I'm going to say Reece James is a better crosser of the ball than.
Oh, that's a shout, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't know, though, I don't know.
It's
a close one.
It is.
Nunes' levels are high, but Reece James' crossing is good, man. I can't lie. It is mega. And then because
kick Alan out of the chat as well, man. Keeps calling him a train driver.
I see a tram driver. Big up Vish. Says, do you guys think Salah still in Nico O'Reilly's pocket? Oh, man, that was a madness. I tell you what as well, boys, Tuchel's got serious chance now of picking him for a World Cup left back if he carries on like this. Let me ask you, Pulpy, because you were someone that was kind of like, relax, calm down.
I was about his defensive capabilities, because the rest of his game was there, and I had a tweet that did all right the other day actually about Gonzalez, about O'Reilly, saying that, and I said it on the show last time, saying he's got all the attributes of a real unicorn left back, fast, powerful, great on the ball, mint in the final third. The only concern for me is his defensive side of things, and sometimes in the game today, there was a little bit where the ball went over the top and he sort of dawdled, and Salah nipped in behind him in the first half. I think that side of his game will only get better the more he plays. The rest of it's there. You know what I mean? And he should have scored today. He had a mint chance. He just fucking smashed
He
it
was
around.
knackered,
He has one massive chance every game.
I was gonna say the American commentators were saying the seats behind the goal aren't safe when Nico O'Reilly shoots. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, they'll just use anything. But he has. It's a very interesting time for him because that left spot of England is there purely for his athletic ability.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we all know, all City fans know that he's been brought up as more of an attacking player.
Yeah.
And that sort of, being a defender, that doesn't sort of disappear. He'll always have that in his game. I did say he'll never get a game for City midfield. He's not that good. But left back and going forward, to be able to do that and have him there for us is so interesting times, man. Because I was concerned about him defending purely because we used to having Guardiola play there, who's fucking mid defender.
Oh, Ake in the treble,
yeah. You know, someone like that who's a good defender when you expect it. But now we've got this.
I think he is a good defender.
Who's just.
I think he is. I think he's
1v1 defending's very good. I think I do agree with Pulpy. I think the question was. He's
positional.
Maybe people running behind him. And Rico Lewis has got something similar as well, where his weakness always seemed to be that he'd let his runner go at the back post and stuff. But like 1v1 defending, he's spot on for Nico O'Reilly.
He will get it. Listen, he's going to get caught this season. He'll probably make a few errors defensively. But look at what he brings us going forward, man. He's already, for me, got so much credit in the bank anyway. It doesn't matter if he does fucking let someone go over his shoulder and score. You know what I mean? It's all learning. It's his first proper full season playing a position that he's actually going to nail down. So, yeah, let him let the guy run.
I'm assuming that when he signed this new deal, he was told, you're just going to be a left back. Because that's what he was playing as, and that's what he has been playing as ever since. So I'm assuming that
I don't think so. I think he was told he was going to get an opportunity in midfield.
I don't know, you know. I think he's been so good at.
No, I just don't think he did. If you think about it, right, he didn't start the season off at left back, and Pep was bringing him on. He brought him on in 1 or 2 games. He brought him on as a midfielder, as a sub.
Was it Wolves? He came on as a midfielder.
It was Wolves, and it was he brought him on in Brighton at 1-1.
Wolves and Brighton, and both times he come on as a midfielder. I think Pep was going to say to him, "I'm going to give you an opportunity as a midfielder." Then Ryan he got injured, and he's gone, right, sorry lad, I'm going to have to put you back at left back, and he's just gone boom again. And now it's just like. Yeah. You can't, unfortunately, and obviously, and the thing is, like, he might want to play as a midfielder, yeah, but like, do you think he gives a shit? He's playing this left back for Manchester City, and he's
not going to get games in midfield for City.
I think it's one of those things where we all just assume that being a fullback is like. So I've had this sort of conversation before about like, is he going to be annoyed that he's playing left back instead? But I'm not sure how like unfashionable a position being like a fullback is nowadays. Like I think it's actually like quite a lot of players because you're so involved in like all of the game as a fullback. You do like a bit of defensive work. You do a lot of the attacking stuff. Obviously, we've seen with Nico O'Reilly how much he does do going into the opposition penalty area and stuff like that, and being able to get crosses in and get assists and stuff. He's still getting the attacking involvement in the game, despite being a fullback. So, like, I would
probably more time on the ball as well. So he gets more time on the ball in a position where he can affect the game without having to play the pockets and spin and trying to find space.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, obviously, despite the fact that maybe he probably dreamed of being a centre mid for City at some point in his life, I think it's still, you know, if he's getting regular games, but it happens to be at fullback. I mean, he's 19, 20 years old. 20, like, I'm sure he's 20. I think if you're playing regular football for Manchester City at the age of 20. I'd like to think you don't really give a shit where you're playing as long as you're doing it, and especially if you're doing it well. So
I'm very glad that City turned down, what was it, 50 million from Chelsea?
Wasn't even that, was it? It was like 30 or 40.
40
well, I don't think the actual fee was ever released.
Official,
well, whatever it was.
They said it was the words that they used was a highly significant fee. That's what they said.
So whatever it was, what a decision that was to turn that down, because you know the business that our club has done in the past, selling young kids for a massive amount of money. It's quite, it's quite a tantalising.
I think we're at the point now where Chelsea can offer whatever money they want for one of our academy kids, and we've probably just got PTSD from Cole Palmer.
Yeah,
we'll do it again.
Absolutely. We got the maddest PTSD ever. Yeah.
I think Nico O'Reilly did well in that moving as well. Because, like, I have a friend who supports Chelsea, and he always tells me he gets a lineup notification. Always says 8 changes since the last match. I don't think he'd get consistent minutes there. I think he'd be in and out.
No.
And you know what as well,
like
getting
consistent minutes there.
It was quite funny because I think there would have been a strong possibility that he could have left. If I was him, I would have considered leaving. Once they signed Aït-Nouri, from his point of view, I didn't want to sell him, but if I was him, I'm looking at that thinking, right, well, I played left back last year, you just signed Aït-Nouri, so that's me cooked. Midfield, you got Rodri back, he's just come back from his ACL. You've still got Nico. Like, I'm looking at it from his point of view, he's probably looking at that thinking, where the fuck am I going to get
just
minutes
signed Ray and Cherky as well.
Exactly. So he's probably thinking, I'm going to struggle here. But I don't know what Pep said to him to like say you're going to get minutes, but he's obviously getting minutes now at left back, and Aït-Nouri is just not going to get a game at the moment, is he? The way he's playing, which is
and it's looking like he could go to a World Cup because of it as well. Straight in the England team,
straight in the England team
as well.
Well, that's the other thing as well. If he's if he's getting games for England at left back, that's probably just going to make him. You would hope more happy. You'd hope that would make him think, you know what, left back's my position now. Like, because even getting to the England squad, what's he going to do? Like, if he plays in midfield, obviously if he plays regular midfield minutes for City, then maybe the situation changes a bit. But looking at England's midfield, you've got Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, probably Dan Wharton coming up and through, Elliot Anderson, these kind of players coming up, and like Cole Palmer in the 10, Foden in the 10. If he plays at left back, who's he got to compete with? Like Tino Livramento, who's playing over from
Lewis Skelly
from right back.
Lewis
Skelly,
Lewis Hall.
He's not getting minutes though, is he?
And Luke Shaw.
Lewis Hall hasn't Lewis Hall's not pulled up any trees in the last. Obviously, he had an injury, didn't he? That kind of ruled him out a bit. Lewis Skelly's not played a lot of football this season compared to how he looked last season. So I think
that's why I said that it's there to be grabbed.
Opening.
He's there to grab.
Not even in the squad, Lewis Skelly. Not even been picked.
Yeah. So go for it, man.
And Tuchel said it's because he's not played enough minutes.
Good luck to him.
Nah, big up to him, man. Big up to him.
Oh, it's Adam Wharton, isn't it? Not Dan Wharton. I've been saying Dan Wharton all fucking podcast.
Oh.
Have you did you guys see anything else from today that you liked?
Liverpool just shit, aren't they? Like, it's just very funny seeing how
Liverpool were very bad. I couldn't believe how bad they were, especially that first half.
They're so open.
I did see something, right? It was quite early in the game. Van Dijk is his shithouse and doesn't want to be on the ball when Ireland was near him. The ball came to him, and he was bollocking Kanate for passing it to him too quickly. He was going, no, because Ireland was right. He was like, no. So after that, just how they touched the ball, Van Dijk.
Sky Sports were cooking Van Dijk for the Nico Gonzalez goal.
Yeah. He's shit out.
He just stood still.
Just stood there.
It's a lazy foot out as well.
Don't block the ball. Don't be lazy. Fucking put your body on the line. Telling you, man, he's fucking so overrated. That list I made.
I do listen. I think you have to when you're a footballer. I think for me, a lot is said about you as a player if you can go back to back in a league and win back to back leagues. Now, I know people be like, well, that's not their problem because they're one player in a team. But I feel if you can go back to back as a team, I think that shows a lot because going back to back is hard, bro. It's hard. You've just won the league. You're on the come down. We've just won now we got to go again. And to get yourself to go again. And that's why for me, City over the last 7 years and that a decade over Pep Guardiola has been like one of the greatest teams we've ever seen because the relentlessness. Yeah, we did 4-peat. Never been done in this country. Yeah, we've done doubles. United did I think United did a 3-peat. I think when you see teams that can go back to back and back to back to back, and in the case of City 4-peat, I just think that makes you elite because it's fucking hard. It's hard to get yourself up for it. And you see what happened to City last year. Last year we just weren't up for it, and we absolutely crumbled. And listen, I think Van Dijk on his day is an elite level centre back, but I do think that is one real negative that he's never done a back to back, and obviously City have stopped him. And today he wasn't great. He obviously for that goal was poor, and he's not been great really.
He's lost.
He might be. He's going to lose at some point. Same with Salah. Yeah. It was just a case of when. It wasn't.
It's like there was one point today, where Foden got the ball away from him, and Van Dijk turned on the afterburners and just basically got it. And it wasn't even a contest for pace at that point, but. Generally speaking, like Van Dijk sort of general recovery pace, he ain't doing that for fun like he used to when he was at his peak, like when Liverpool were at their absolute best. And I think that now he doesn't have that. He's kind of, as Pulpy's pointed out before, and happily sort of mocks on Twitter every time it happens again in another game, Van Dijk refuses to put a foot in because he knows that if he misses, he doesn't have the afterburners to chase whoever's gone past him.
He's scared to tackle.
He's a shit house of a defender. He is a shit house of a defender. He won't tackle. He'll run back and point and stuff and let somebody else put the pressure on. He's a shit house.
He's just jockey. It's just a jockey, yeah.
He's a FIFA player, jockeying. He's a jockey, just jockey back, left bump, L2, R2, jockey. That's all he does. All he's ever done. Yeah, he's good on the ball, and yeah, he comes up with goals, but he plays in an era where it's one striker up front, and he'll always have 1-versus-1. He's a shit house defender. He's no way near as good as people ever made out. Because 10 years ago,
smells nice, though.
10 years ago, he would never have been playing in the Premier League. He would never have left Southampton to go to a top team. He was not that good, I'm telling you. Drogba and players and that sort of over the years would have eaten him alive.
Absolutely.
So you don't like Van Dijk? Anything else you guys spotted?
It's kind of wild that Van Dijk's 34. You never really think he's that old, but he's pretty much like at the finished age now. They've got another year or two of them.
What do you guys make of Florian Wirtz?
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? We can touch on this, right? Because not only Florian Wirtz, who's arguably like one of the worst footballers I've ever fucking seen at the Etihad, by the way. Absolutely stinky performance where he was bullied off the ball every time he got it. £125 million player here, yeah? Absolutely fucking reeks. Probably the worst signing in Premier League history already. But not just him. The fact that Liverpool were goals down in a game and they've got a £145 million striker on the bench who doesn't even touch the fucking pitch. And Arne Slot brings Joe Gomez on before their £145 million striker.
He's not playing right wing, didn't he, Joe Gomez?
Yeah,
absolutely horrific. Embarrassing club, embarrassing manager, and you're going to have to hold that, you Scout bin dippers, because you are on fraud watch big time. Yeah, those are the worst signings in Premier League history already.
It's honestly, it's so mad that they had Ekitike already at the club, who was obviously playing really well as well before they even got Isak through the door. And they should have just, if they had all that money available, they should have just chucked an extra 15, 20 million at Palace to just get Gay in through the door because they needed a defender so badly, and now they're locked into playing Kanate and Van Dijk every game and just bringing Gomez off the bench every game because that's all they've got, and it's a proper. It's like FIFA. It's like when you've got a career mode on FIFA and you just think, oh, you know what? I want Haaland, I want Mbappe. I'm just going to put them all in this team together, and who cares if I've got fucking Lewis Dunk at the back? It doesn't matter because I've got Haaland and Mbappe up front, so it doesn't matter. And the management, the transfer policy at that club is, and to be honest, and I bought into it. I think a lot of us bought into it, that they've bought all these mad, like, you know, you sign Florian Wirtz and then put Ekitike and Isak ahead of him. You think this added on to what they had last season. It's got to. How can it not work? And yeah, I think they've just shown that obviously losing Trent and Robertson falling off a cliff have hit them harder than they thought.
Yeah, and Van Dijk and Salah signing new contracts and just instantly switching off and not being asked anymore because they've got the final paydays. That came at the right time as well. I think on Isak, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm Wirtz, right? If Wirtz had signed for City, he would not have been playing this bad.
I agree.
He would have been miles better playing for us. And
I think he suited us more. Like, not to know fucking Jamie Carragher and he signed for the wrong club, but I think he probably did.
Right, well, he's going to have to fucking accept it now, isn't he?
He is. Remember my take when I said, right, Florian Wirtz will sign for Liverpool and he won't win a single title and he'll leave in 3 years, and I got laughed at. And
that's a thing.
Well, I mean, if I'm quite right so far, aren't I? Mm-hmm. He's absolutely been dog shit and Liverpool are miles off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes to show the levels.
I'm not shooting a load earlier there, but I mean, come on, it's.
On the Wirtz signing, I think I remember he said when he joined, or one of the things that was sort of like being talked about with him when he joined was that the reason why he wanted to go to Liverpool was that he liked that style and that way that they play. Well, that style and way that they play is the Klopp style that is being phased out by Slot. Like Slot doesn't do the Klopp style. It's just that last season he had that sort of. Do you know? It reminds me of when. It reminds me of when Steve Bruce took over from Newcastle, and they were just had all the muscle memory from Rafa Benitez, and they were mint for about a season, and then Steve Bruce took over, and like he actually managed to infect Newcastle with Steve Bruce, and they became the actual level that Newcastle then became under him. They were like relegation battling every year.
It's funny. Steve Bruce was the manager when they had the takeover, and they sacked him pretty much immediately.
Absolutely, but quite right. But I think this the thing was like now that Slot has taken over from Klopp, and all those players have like all the muscle memory of the Klopp stuff. They had the mental bounce of a new manager and stuff like that. All the players like Salah was having like a fucking new contract kind of season, as was Van Dijk and stuff like that. Obviously Trent was having his farewell season, and I think this is the season where we're seeing Slot have his mark on the team, and it doesn't look as good as people thought it would. And Florian Wirtz is probably looking at what he's being asked to do and thinking, fuck, this isn't what I signed up for. I signed up for like the Coutinho role in a Klopp system. I signed up to be, whatever McAllister was doing under Klopp. I wanted to do that kind of thing where I'm sort of getting in the final third and doing all this stuff. And he's probably realised, I mean, I wouldn't, like you say, Pulpy, but it wouldn't shock me if he just goes back to Bayern back to Bayern. If he goes to Bayern in a few years.
Not worked out.
So
it shows the levels as well about how difficult it is to go back to back in it. Some people just aren't built for it, man. Like we did 4 in a row.
It's hard.
No.
In a row. And people can't even do 2 in a row. Man.
We've seen some horrendous title defenses recently. Like United finished 7th the year after they last won the league. Chelsea finished 10th. Liverpool, pretty much every single time they've even come close to us, they've been shit. There was that 2021 season where they lost 6 in a row at Anfield. And then in our treble year, they finished 5th. So it's like, we did it 3 times in a row, retaining the league. It doesn't get enough credit, even from our own fans.
There's levels to this game, man.
It shows as well that all this bullshit that everyone's always labelled that Pep saying he's got the most money, you just go out and buy the best players and you win the league. Liverpool.
That's never been the case. Only fucking idiots believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is now it's kind of like there's evidence is there now. So shut your mouth, dickhead.
Well, PSG were the evidence. They had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe up front. Didn't win the Champions League. Got rid of them all. Won the Champions League. I've always felt that people either said that just to sort of try and cook us, which is fair, or they're just fucking stupid. No one who actually knows about football thinks that. Yeah, which is why for me it just that then calls into question the whole point of FFP because it's just fucking stupid in my opinion.
I think now you've seen it with Liverpool though, like with winning the league and then spending 450 mil and being much worse. It's just like it's a much more blatant example of that in it, of the idea that buying spending money doesn't equal good.
100%.
They've literally got worse.
Nah, it's a madness. Right, let me do these chats before we wrap it up, boys. Big up to Trick, says Gvardiol must improve his passing or be dropped. Yeah, I didn't think Gvardiol had a great game. I think he was the second worst one on the pitch.
He was the worst out of our back line, which kind of says a lot about how good our back
I don't
line
think it's droppable levels, though. Like, he's been a little bit iffy and a bit clunky, but at the end of the day, we still kept a clean sheet against Liverpool. And there was a mad stat that they've not failed to score for like 2 years or something before today. Something crazy like that.
Really?
And we still kept a clean sheet against Liverpool. I mean, he wasn't the best, but I don't think it's droppable levels.
I don't think it's droppable, but as I said before, Joe, you're right. He's just knackered, I think. Big up Tricks though. Big up Sai says Jay gets scared off of Diaz. His nightmare. Boo.
I defo don't. Not one bit.
To be fair, Sai's a rage baiter. He's baited me a couple of times.
He's a rage baiter. We got Adam who says if Gvardiol keeps playing like this, then Huzanov and Diaz should be our centre back, or Stones and Diaz, but Stones plays centre back and does not come into midfield. Says Adam. Yeah, I don't think it was that bad where it's a drop. I think it's worth talking about, but I don't think it's droppable.
It could have been worse if some of them mad passes he made in our own half went and something went in.
Yeah,
that's when you start to worry. But nothing came of it. He probably won't make the mistakes again this year. He'll guarantee you he'll be getting pulled up for that first thing Monday morning.
Yeah.
Nah, I hear it, man. Big up Tinsay says I called Pep out when he fell off his standard very early, and I praised him when he's changed. That doesn't mean I'm a fraud. It's called being a realist, says Tinsay. I called Tinsay a fraud before. Nah, you did, bro. You did. Listen, welcome back, man. Welcome back to being a City fan supporting the team again. Big up, bro. We're only kidding, isn't it? Big up 8Me as well. Says, can't trust what Nunes has shown you, but want to sign a right back who 100% not have shown you these levels in the team. He has earned the respect. I think he's earned respect.
Yeah, yes.
Has he earned my sort of opinion that he should be our right back going forward for the next years? No. Am I prepared to change my mind on that at the end of the season if he carries this up for the full season? Absolutely. All I'm saying is let's not be premature about saying Nunes is our new right back for the next multiple years.
I've got a question for you then on LB this, because I've got two players that are probably in similar positions here right now. I hear one that's got a lot of glaze for and one that's kind of, people are still kind of writing him off. Would you be happy right now going forward with Nico O'Reilly as left back for the next 3 years? Because he's another player who's only played the position for the same amount of time as Nunes
that's
has.
not the same because we've got Ryan Knight
He's
Norris.
still adapting to the position. He's still getting better, like everything that I've said about Matheus Nunes is. So would you be happy with him being our left back moving forward?
But that's not the same because we've got Ryan Knight Norris.
It's exactly the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
No, but listen to the question. Would you sign him now for the next 3 years as our starting left back? Right, no. I'm not talking about Ryan Aitnori being the backup.
Not right now. No, not if you're saying to me, am I committed? No, I want to see more.
You don't want to see O'Reilly as our starting left back for the next 3 years?
Well, I'd like to see it. You're asking me, would I commit to the decision?
Jay, you're asking. What you've done is, Jay, you've asked a question. He's answered it, and you've changed what the question was. You said
the left back situation with Aitnori is completely different. Sorry, with Nico O'Reilly is completely different because you have Ryan Aitnori there. That's the point.
No. Right. Just listen. You asked me before if I'm happy to have Nunes as our starting right back, and I said sign the ting, right? So I'm asking, are you happy? Exactly the same question. Are you happy to have O'Reilly as our starting left back for the next 3 years? Just answer the question.
I've already answered it. No,
I answered
it 2 minutes ago.
Fair enough. So no, you don't want him as our left back.
No, but
the difference is though,
if he carries this on for the rest of the season, I will be saying yes, he can be our left back. I'm
asking you about Nunes. All right, so you still want to see more from O'Reilly first?
Yes, I want to see more.
That's fair. I'm just asking, bro. Don't have to get so defensive. Chill
right,
out,
what's the other one then? You said you had two.
What? That was it.
No, you said you had two.
He knows he's been cut.
Yeah, two examples. So O'Reilly and Nunes, I was talking about.
Yeah, no. All I'm saying is like I want to see
be consistent, man. Is all I'm saying. And you are, so congratulations.
Right. Cheers,
also to be fair though, because as someone who is happy to see Nico be our left back, but not necessarily Nunes, I haven't seen Nico do the same bozo shit that Nunes has done. And also, as LB's pointed out, we have another left back there. We don't have another right back. So I would like to see us sign another right back who is ideally better than Nunes. Whereas if I say, cool, let's make Nico the left back for going forward for the next 3 years, if he's shit, we have Aitnori there ready to do it. If we go full send on Nunes being the right back, if he's shit and we haven't signed a right back, then it's Rico Lewis again or Kusanov covering the right back spot, which isn't, neither of which are really that ideal. Well, Kusanov may be, to be fair, but
yeah, I don't deny that we need depth there more so than the left back position. But I just think that Nunes is good enough to be that right back moving forward.
The way he's playing, he's good enough.
If he keeps us up the rest of the season, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Nah, facts. Big up Adam as well. Last one says there's not even a better right back than Nunes available. I mean, that's a good point. The right back market is fucking washed right now.
It's Livermento or bust in it. We're fucked.
It is Livermento or bust, basically. So that's a fair point. Because that's the thing as well. Don't just buy a right back for the sake of buying a right back, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
To be fair though, in the summer we were saying sign a right back. Like we were saying like Dumfries is there for X amount of money. Like we're saying there are other players that were available in the summer. Yeah. I'd have happily seen us sign one of those guys.
Yeah, but we're not in a position anymore where we need a stopgap. It's fine. Nunes is
Dumfries isn't better than Nunes.
No, he's not. He's not better than Nunes, which is kind of wild to say.
He's not better than current Nunes. But if over the summer you'd have asked me who do I want to play right back more,
because
I actually said no to Dumfries. I think they're both the exact same player, but Dumfries just looks good for Inter because he thrives in space and hitting people on the counter attack.
They also play 5 at the back, don't they?
And I was gonna say he also thrives off the system. That's why
I said Dumfries
signing DeMarco as a left back.
If Dumfries had to play against a fucking low block, mate, I guarantee you we won't stand a chance. That guy can't fucking
techie baller.
He's only played a couple of good games, wasn't he? Recently, he's back on the menu because he's been all right, but before that, he was shit, wasn't he?
Apparently, he fell off when City were linked with him. He couldn't.
Get rid of him as well. Can be ass on board of hearing about that guy.
He looked good, man. I can't even lie. To be honest,
he's not better than Nunes either.
Yeah, they're completely different type of players, man. I can't even lie. All right, and boys, I'm just trying to think if there's anything. All right, before we go, yeah,
I've got something to ask you all because
Yes.
So for those of you that watched the match, me and Jay were there, right? So there's a post on X going around by John Bruin, who is a journalist for The Guardian, and his post is weird lack of atmosphere at the Etihad, like City are strolling past Burnley, not Liverpool, right? And I'm looking at that thinking the Etihad was absolutely fucking bouncing today. Didn't hear a word from Liverpool fans. City fans are singing, especially in the South Stand for the whole game, right? What did that come across as on the TV? Could you tell it was?
It was good. Atmosphere? It was good. It was louder than usual.
I had deep house tech music playing.
Well, what is this guy smoking then? If he's coming out with that,
mate. So I don't know why. Yeah, the Guardian hate Manchester City with an absolute passion, mate. Passion.
I'll put a link in here, mate, so you can see.
It's probably because of our owners, isn't it? It's probably
our owners. Yeah. John Bruin in particular has been doing, because I listen to I used to until relatively recently listen to the Guardian football podcast, because it is actually quite good for just like a general football thing. And John Bruin's a regular on that. And to say that he is not a fan of Manchester City is an understatement. If anything, I think he's actually actively a Manchester United fan, which probably makes it again another part of it.
Yeah, his pinned tweets about Bobby Charlton. So
yeah, he's a United. He's a
United fan who works for the Guardian.
He's a United fan who like grew up going to lower league clubs, but obviously he's actually a United fan. There is who he supports on the weekly and stuff like that. And he's obviously.
I won't waste your energy on him, Paul. He's just
I'm just asking because I was at the game. I didn't.
Well, my chat was saying in the watch along, LB it's bouncing. They were saying in the watch along, yo, LB atmosphere is mad in it. So yeah, if the chat's saying that, then I get it.
I'd be curious to know if he was in the ground or not. If he was actually in the ground and saying that.
If it came across on TV as it was bouncing as
I saw someone doing a Positional, man. That was pretty funny. I've not seen that for a while.
I'll tell you what, I liked hearing the different chants. Like they're doing the Dzeko chant. Usually you only hear like the same like 5 recycled treble chants. No, I can't really comment on that because I don't go to games, but they were actually bringing back old chants, which is nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, just coming back quickly to the Nico O'Reilly, shout out Rio in the chat, yeah. Our mate Reese, he found odds, yeah, Nico O'Reilly to be in the World Cup squad, even money.
Even money, yeah.
Oh, he's got me.
So long as he stays fit, if he carries on this on, even money to be in the England.
We slamming LB. You slamming? Might have to stick a bit on that on payday.
I mean, basically, stays fit. I don't see like him falling off. I don't see it. I mean, he's been playing left back now for like a year. I don't see him falling off. I just think it's more of a.
I think if he's getting in these international call ups as well, because these are the last couple really, aren't they, before the World Cup? So if he's getting in these, then it's a good sign for the World Cup. And I think
I wouldn't trust the fucking thing Tuchel does. He's a freak, and I'd probably bring Luke Shaw back.
There is always a possibility. I think no one else is stepping up. There aren't any other English left backs that are really stepping up apart from Lewis Skelly's not getting the consistent minutes to do it, and not yet anyway. He probably will at some point in the season. And
he's not even play. Let's be real. He's not even played for England yet. Let's see what he does in the English shirt. Come on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he could be shit. Yeah. He could just go to this international break and not and like kick a ball for 15 minutes, and that's his whole international break. But
I think buy the stocks, man. Get the money on.
All he's got to do is go to the squad. Like plenty of people go to the World Cup and play 20 minutes, and it's like I think as long as he goes and he's there for cover, that's you've won your bet, really, haven't you? So.
No, I hear it, man. I hear it. Right, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, yeah, that's the thing I want. So, like, where do you guys just see the title race at now, then? Like, obviously, Arsenal dropped points, didn't they, yesterday against Sunderland, who look good, by the way. We're now 4 points, I think, behind Arsenal.
Yeah.
And Liverpool are...
I think it's a 2-horse race. I think Liverpool... I think that decided... That game today decided for me who would be the...
Oh, yeah. Liverpool, for me, Liverpool are done. Yeah. And I think it can get worse because they still got a bunch of hard fixtures.
They're 8 points behind Arsenal. But you know what?
I think they're done.
They've already. Do you know what it puts it in perspective to me about how bad this is for Liverpool? Right, last season we were shit in it. In the whole season, we lost 9 games, and they've already lost 5.
They're 6-5. Yeah,
and like I struggle to comprehend that a little bit because like I considered last season for City absolutely fucking horrific. and we lost 9, and they've already lost 5 games, and we're at the start of November.
Never know.
That is,
and I think Arsenal is
still horrific.
Yeah,
I think Arsenal's still in the position where they can drop a lot of points because even though the defense is so good, I still don't rate their attack, man.
And their fixtures get really hard. Their fixtures get hard after the break.
Have they got Spurs?
Yeah, they've got Spurs, aren't they? They've got the
Spurs, Bayern, Chelsea.
Yeah, I'll put it up on screen here. Someone sent it me before.
We're Newcastle's like our last difficult fixture for a good long while, and they've had a cakewalk for the last month. It's about to turn on its head.
We said about Liverpool when those 90th minute winners run dry. But it's the same with Arsenal. When those fucking set pieces stop going in to get them 1-0 ahead in games and then it opens it up. When they run dry, mate, these guys are going to draw a lot of games. I don't care if they keep a clean sheet every game, man. They're not capable of creating as many chances as us from open play. So
we've got once we get Newcastle away done, and honestly, the form Newcastle are in and how they've been performing,
you got to beat them.
We've got to win. We have to win that, and once we've done that, Leeds, Fulham, Sunderland, those 3 fixtures have got to be wins. Like
by that Sunderland game, I think we'll be top.
I was about to say, I think by the 1st of January we'll be top of the league.
After that Sunderland game, I think we'll be top.
By the way, guys, have you seen that our Sunderland away games during AFCON? That really helps us.
Is it?
Yeah, 4 of their starters and 3 of their subs yesterday are going to AFCON. So when we go there end of December, we can actually proper turn them over.
That is big.
Wow.
Let's just hope that Marmouche
7 players.
Yeah.
They
just about have a full team for the Etihad game against us, but when we go down to their place, they're going to
miss building brave squad planning. That
as I say, imagine building a squad.
Wild, because it fucking sounds mad, innit? But like to have 7 Africans in your team when they all go into AFCON is pretty mad. Like I know that sounds fucking wild, but you know what I'm saying?
And you're potentially one and only. Like you know, if you fuck it this season, obviously they look like they're good to stay in the league, aren't they? But like if they fucked it this season, then that's like mad.
Well, they probably knew that it was going to be in the top 4 going into it, didn't they?
Yeah,
it
was all right.
I clocked that last night, but I'm like, I don't want to say anything because they still got to get through Liverpool.
Yeah, it's pretty mad that. But I think
I don't know any team that's ever had 7 players. I know it sounds dodgy, but you know what I mean, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that is kind of fucking mad.
I personally think on the title race that if we're as close, I just want us to be as close to Arsenal as we are now, probably a little bit closer. But I'm fine with being behind them going into January. If anything, I prefer that because we all know that what happens to Arsenal when that does happen. I saw someone tweet before. I don't know who it was, but they just mentioned sort of that win today. The pressure's back on Arsenal now. If it had been a draw, or if maybe, I don't know, to be fair, maybe they'd have felt the same way if Liverpool won, but I think we can all see that Liverpool are a lot more fragile than we are. If that result had gone any other way, you could see Arsenal just being like, oh cool, like we're in the clear for a little bit now. But we're back to just being like, if they drop points in one more game, suddenly we're like 1-2 points behind them again. And that full sort of like trying to stay ahead of City pressure. Obviously, we're only in November at the moment, so I'm more thinking towards like January time in terms of this conversation. But I'm very much of the sort of the thought that if we're that close to Arsenal and they're ahead, then the pressure is already beginning to. I firmly believe that the pressure is already starting to ramp up amongst that squad now. They're thinking like, oh fuck, we've got another year of trying to beat City again.
They can't score in open play. And we saw Liverpool at the start of the season. Liverpool were winning games in the last minute by whatever means they were winning. Arsenal have been winning games based purely off set pieces. That isn't going to last.
Well, they scored.
Can they win games in open play? They can't. They can't.
Yeah, but Danny, the first goal they gifted.
They gifted them. Yeah, second goal.
Yeah, it was a gift. Yeah.
So yeah.
Can they create?
I don't think it's sustainable.
And that's what I said right at the start of the season when I said I think I agree with you. I think the fire. I just don't think they've got the firepower.
Yeah,
which is why I said I
think
they needed that left winger.
Yeah.
Still playing Trossard left wing, man, in 2025 for me is just like
bit grim.
Saka's been shit as well, by the way. Saka's been shit. I know
they've ran him into the ground though, haven't they, Saka?
He's been shit.
ran him into the ground.
And,
like they've relied
and
on him for
Gyökeres
too long.
is shit as well.
Well, you know what's funny with Gyökeres, right? They bought Gyökeres and they told us all, this is going to be the guy that scores the goals. And now they're saying, oh, actually, he's link-up playing, all that's kind of... because he's not scoring.
I saw that, yeah.
Bro, it's so
he might not even get back in the team over Marino now.
I was going to say, yeah, I think Marino's their best striker, I'll be honest. I think he's their best striker, Marino.
He's probably the best all-round, player.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. But you're feeling confident, about title right now, boys.
I will feel confident if we're this close in January. I will begin to feel confident.
Yeah, I think Joe's right about that. If we stay in touch and it comes down to the running, like the proper running between March and May, where like if we're like in that area, like 3-4 points behind them, and we're right up their arse, no diddy, then I think they will crumble in the running, man. They've shown it before that they're not built for this. And a couple of injuries and Arteta will be crying in the press again and going, oh, the decisions aren't going against us. The long throws aren't fucking working anymore. The set piece aren't coming off. Gabriel's injured. Like, they will fucking crumble.
You were crying about long throws yesterday, weren't they?
Yeah. No football team who have fucking towels on the side of the pitch deserve to win the Premier League.
So they were complaining yesterday about long throws because Sunderland moved the harder.
They brought the adverts.
They brought them in,
Yeah, like that's some sort of new thing, and it's sort of just
man.
all the time.
Everyone did it to Stoke for about fucking 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
It's mad. I think in terms of us though, in terms of that last sort of few, like even last season, think about how shit we were last season. We still had the most points in that second half of the season, like of any of the teams. Like there's something.
What did we finish behind them, Joe? Like 5 points or something?
Yeah, was it less than that? It might have been 3 or 4. I think it was.
Which is
really,
wild
really
considering how bad we were. But you know what I said recently
fell off big time. Yeah,
I said this on a show recently, and the Arsenal fans had a really difficult time of understanding this. I said, I think Arsenal, right? This was obviously before the Sunderland game. I think Arsenal are playing already at quite a high level compared to where they can get to. I think they can improve, but I don't think there's much more to give. But do you get what I'm saying? Whereas City, I still think there's so much more to call. I think we're miles away from our best. And I tried to make this point to Arsenal fans. Of course, a lot of them didn't understand what I was saying. I found it really difficult to understand. But can you really look at this Arsenal team and think that they are going to improve loads? I don't. I think they can improve, but not loads. Whereas City,
they've not got more gears to go, have they?
They've not got many more gears to go. Whereas I think City, bro, I think that we are so far away from our best.
Well, 2 weeks ago, everyone was saying it's a Haaland team, no one else is scoring goals, and what's happened in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That's already an improvement,
There you go. And it's probably only likely to keep doing that way.
And we've still got the Ballon d'Or winner to come back into the midfield as well, and if he gets anywhere back to close to his best, then there's only improvement that's the only direction we can go in, man. You can't say that about Arsenal, can you?
I think we win the league. I think we win the league, and it will still be a 3-horse race. Liverpool will get better, and I think Danny took that personally, didn't he? I think Liverpool will come better, and the fact that we've already played them at home, we've got 3 points there. Arsenal still got to play Arsenal again, So I think the league will sort of close down a bit closer. I said to Jay, I think we'll be come January 1st or that first weekend in January, we'll probably be top of the league. And it'll probably go down to the wire. And I think, like I said last year, when I said about us fighting for that top 4, and everyone was saying we couldn't do it, I said when it comes down to the business end of the season, we just are a different animal, and we know how to get shit done. We just do. And whatever that is, whether that means to be chasing teams, whether that's when we was top of the league by Liverpool by a point, we had to win every single game towards the end of the season. We do that. Whatever it takes for City at the end of the season, we do it. And we've got
I think if we do get in front of Arsenal, I don't think we look back.
No, we know how to win every way you need to win. We have done it. We've been there, got a t-shirt, and the lads that are playing each week in, week out know how to do it. And those that don't are with lads now that I'll say, look, I will drag you there. This is how we do it. Whereas the other teams don't have that.
I just think once we get ahead, I feel like muscle memory kicks back in to the players that have done it, and they just go and they just.
And I also think on the other side of things, I don't think it'll be like taken to the end. I think once Arsenal slip, their asses are gone. Like it happened last season, didn't it? They looked close to Liverpool right up until the point where it felt like it was getting a bit away from them, and then they end up like what 3-4 points ahead of us all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like
Yeah,
every
they
other season,
capitulated, yeah.
the 4 in a row season, like they looked like they were on it like all year, and then all of a sudden they end up like we had
when it matters. When it matters, when you got to lay it all on the line, you haven't got it.
They just repeatedly show that they just can't maintain. And look, that's obviously at some point you'd imagine maybe one year they will prove us all wrong and do it, and maybe this year is that year where they just suddenly the year happens, and then we don't get to say that about Arsenal anymore. But if you were a betting man, you would have to put money on one way or another.
They've not brought in shit themselves. They've not brought in winners. They've not brought in anybody that you think is right. They've not brought in somebody that's won a league for another team. You know what I mean? They haven't brought in the best player of the team. They've just brought in players to add to what they've got. They haven't gone out and gone, well, let's just fucking get this guy who's an absolute ball with a mentality will come in and absolutely does.
That's why I said, Pulpy, Jay, I like this. I actually think Arsenal should have gone all out for Rodrigo on that left wing, because they need a left winger. They need to upgrade the left winger. And as you say, they need a winner. And he was obviously
they've got no winners.
They've got no winners.
The only winner they've ever had was Partey. Partey's won something for Atletico Madrid, right?
Yeah, he won the Europa League
with them.
Other than that, they've got.
He didn't win the league with them.
Zinchenko and Jesus have won at City. Other than that, they've not won nothing.
Because Zinchenko's not there anymore.
And Declan Rice won the European Cup, but other than that,
they've got a few that have won a little bit, like Zubimendi won the Euros and that. But like, they've not got players that have.
Yeah.
I don't think he was all over the gap. Yeah. And that's what I said. I said in the summer, I think Arsenal had a good summer, you know what I mean? But I don't think they did enough. Do you know what I'm saying? I think they needed that one extra player. And if they would have gone and got Rodrigo on that left-hand side, Rodrigo, Gyökeres and Saka, I think that could have finished it for them. But
they're too bothered about, like instead of, I think Arteta wants players. I've seen, I think it might even be Lee Gunner who said this actually, but I think it's like this idea that Arteta doesn't want players who can say, actually, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've done this, like, I know what to do here. Like, I've won stuff and I know what it takes. Like, shut up, basically. And I think that obviously that's why he signed, Eze, like Madueke, like these players who've not these players. He signs players
because these players are not going to question the manager.
No, exactly, because they're just going to say, like, all right, yes, Mr.
Exactly. Whereas if Rodrigo comes into it, Rodrigo might sit there and say, what the fuck are you talking about? And then look at the other players and say, what's he on about? Why
imagine if they signed like Donnarumma this, like, let's say for example they needed a keeper and they signed Donnarumma. Do you think Donnarumma's going to go like he's not going to look at fucking Mikel Arteta like having them put bits of string together to turn on a light bulb, and he's going to be thinking, what the fuck are you doing?
You've got to have a manager who commands the respect of the players, and the players respect Arteta because the players haven't won anything, so they don't know any different. Yeah, and this is why I said when Pep leaves, we need to get a manager that has actually got the respect of the players. Yeah. And that's because you can't.
And that's why we was all pushing it up against the Amorim rumors that this time last year. We all saying to be shit higher. Yeah. And lo and behold, he's been poor at United as of until recently. So,
yeah. Do you remember all the twerking for Rodrigo in the summer?
Jay, we were right.
He still would have been.
Couple of people on here was doing it. Yeah, listen to this for a stat. Yeah, he's not scored in 28 games for Real Madrid. Right? Not scored one goal in 28 games for Real Madrid. And this is the northern saviour who everyone was going, oh, please come into the club. Sell Jeremy Doku. We need a big dog like Rodrigo who gets G&A, bro.
How many assists has he got?
Shit.
How many assists has he got?
Enough. I'm not
How many is that? Is it more than 3?
He's not a lot, mate.
He's got this season he's got 2 assists, both in the Champions League.
Against?
Marseille. And Kairat Almaty.
There you go.
But again,
he's just not playing.
In the summer when we were faced with this decision, we were looking down the barrel of another Doku season, Savio and fucking Oscar Bob, who barely kicked a ball for a year. Like what in the circumstances around when we were going to potentially sign him in summer versus now, 10 games into a season where we've seen how this season's panned out, are totally different.
Also, it was Savio. Yeah, I don't know why people do this. It's a little bit naughty to go, oh, no. The option was Savio, or it wasn't Doku.
Whoa. Yeah, but
you wanted to get rid of Doku in the summer.
Right, well, hang on a minute. I don't run Manchester City Football Club. Yeah, I don't run I actually said in the summer I wouldn't have sold either of them Yeah, but when it all came about that Savio was potentially going to leave, yeah, I would have sold Savio for Rodrigo at that point.
Right. All I'm saying though is, you said to me personally and on Twitter, why are we selling Savio over Doku? So your first choice out of the club, if it was down to you,
yeah, and I get that. That's an L. That's an L. No, but I agree. But that wasn't actually what was happening. The option was Savio or Rodrigo.
And you were stripping for a guy who's not scored in 28 games.
Yeah, I was.
True or false?
No,
that also important when he was getting linked with us, though, was it, Jay?
You what?
That wasn't the stat that he had when he was getting linked with us.
Yeah, but I knew
that's the stat what he's got now. But when
it's all this stuff is like it's an L now because now Doku has turned.
Yeah, but Joe, how many times do I have to be right for you to just maybe realise Jay knows what he's talking about? Maybe we should listen to him.
Do I need to get the Diaz tweets out again?
Nunes, it happened about Doku. It happened about Rodrigo. Come on, man. At some point, like Nunes, you've just got to admit he has been consistent now. Maybe we should just listen to him from now on.
I wish Steve was
James.
He'd have his printer and he'd be printing out all the Doku tweets and all the Diaz tweets.
Yeah, it's but yeah, like it's a lot of hindsight stuff. I think if we'd have signed Rodrigo, he'd be better than fucking how Bob has performed this season and probably how Savio performed this season.
It was not Bob though. Now you're changing the goalposts.
But I mean, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if we brought him in, would he be better than what we had? Simple as, and I think the answer would be yes.
On the right hand side,
probably yes.
Yeah, no, defo. But you know what? I'm kind of glad we didn't in the end now because now I want.
Oh, there we go. That's what I want to hear.
No, not because I'm buzzing about Savio or Bob, and because I want a full send Elise, man. And I know we're not, but bro, if I'm City, mate, I'm going to Bayern and I'm handing them whatever number they want, man, for Elise, bro. I'd hand. And you know what? As well, I think Elise is a well better fit, and this is something that Nobbins spoke about a lot with Rodrigo. Like Rodrigo didn't really suit us, in the style. But for me, I think Elise is like the one, man. I think he's the one.
Elise is the one. I agree. That is someone that I'll twerk for 1,000,000%. I'll be outside my house if he's
homegrown as well. Yeah, he's homegrown.
Yeah,
it's
gonna be.
Well.
It's gonna have to be
everything about him just screams Mahrez regen, man.
Yeah. Nah, he's class. But let's see what Savio's saying, man. I thought Savio come on today and done a job. Obviously, like nothing special, but he had a good game at the weekend. Played well today when he come off the bench. Did his job. So hopefully he can. And you know what? He's shooting with pace and power, which is nice. Get a couple of goals, but it's just one of them, innit? It's like how long do you just keep giving players Doku
second, third chances?
Yeah, you know what I mean. And like I say. For me, I just think the club got the balance wrong with those wingers. But now we're here. Do we just fucking run with it and keep giving them time and just see if it works out? I don't know.
It's an odd. I get how we got here. Well, the Doku one, I don't really get how. Well, yeah. To be fair, we got there with that because we Mahrez went and we got in a young guy to replace him. We probably thought we were going to keep hold of Palmer, and then Palmer goes, nah, actually, I'm off. Like, so we kind of lost out on one there. Savio was obviously like an opportunity because of the player that the season he just had at Girona and the price we could get him for. Like it's a no-brainer, just bring him in. And obviously Bob was coming through our academy and was highly rated. So we've ended up because of three very different situations in a position over the last 18 months. So we've had three incredibly inconsistent. Well, obviously Bob wasn't available all last season, but like three incredibly inconsistent young wingers without actually having a senior guy, unless you count Marmoush being able to play off the left to sort of really take the minutes, which is. Yeah, something we've got to change. So I get how we've ended up here, but I doubt that I doubt it's what many people at the club would have been hoping for when it came to the squad building and stuff like that. Just end up with three. We've got lucky that Doku has actually turned into the player that apparently every City fan apart from me saw.
No luck about
day one. But I think that otherwise we're doing a lot of crossing fingers for Savio.
But I'll tell you one thing though, Joel. Let me just add one point to that though. If Doku keeps this up, that takes the pressure off Savio.
100%.
Because that was the problem. That was the problem last year. Is that Doku wasn't performing, nor was Savio. So everybody was just like, "Fucking, we need something now." So then when you see Rodrigo, this Real Madrid player, he's like, "Let's fucking get him in." If Doku can keep this up, that'll actually benefit Savio because. Savio will be under less pressure because Haaland will be bagging goals in. Doku will be chipping in, and that'll take the pressure off him and Bob. Then The problem is last year, none of them were performing at a top level consistently, and they're all just getting it in the neck. And that's the point that I'm making about you shouldn't really have two young wingers as your main wingers. It's just fucking stupid. But like I say, hopefully Doku can keep this up now, and you know that will take the pressure off Savio and Bob. So that will be decent, man. It'll be good,
100%.
man. Right, let's wrap it. In fact, big up Nick says Doku coming in effectively move Palmer out. Who you taking right now?
Are we talking right now or over? If we're talking right now,
as in Doku or Palmer? Well, Doku because Palmer's injured. So
if we're talking right now, then yeah, Doku. But if we're talking like over the last 12 months, then 12, 18 months, Palmer's numbers, man, it's hard to look past them in it really. Like the
he's been poor this year, though, Palmer. He's been pretty poor for like 6 months now. So
he's still just an output machine, though, isn't he? Like he just does numbers, and that's what.
No pens, Danny. That's why.
Exactly.
No pens, no party.
We need numbers, and that's the one thing that, as much as Doku has been fucking mint recently.
Nick, that's a fraudulent question, man. Why are you asking that?
I'd have Doku in a sleeping bag over Palmer. Pause, but you know, I'd rather him running up and down the window sleeping bag than fucking Cole Palmer.
What are you doing with him in a sleeping bag, Paul?
Get your fucking hands off him now!
Same thing you're doing with the zebra in the sleeping bag, mate.
That one there was a violation, personally.
Yeah, man. If City win the league again this year or the treble, I'm first class flight to Kenya to celebrate.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a stripy party.
Right, boys. That it? Anyone got anything else?
No, that's it. There's no. Jay will take us down a bag alleyway here. That's
I know. Jay's
wait. One more
he's
thing.
on the couch as
One
well,
more
man.
thing.
You know what I mean?
It's like the start of a porno, isn't it?
Right.
He's on the casting couch.
LB and Jay, which one of you said Delap would get 8+ league goals? Because whoever said that is cooked.
I said less.
You said less, so you're going to win that bet.
I said less.
How many goals?
8+ league goals, you said, for Delap.
What's he on?
What's this?
0.
Who's this?
He's on 5-0, mate.
Who are we talking about?
Liam Delap.
Delap. I said Delap would flop at Chelsea and he won't be able to play against low blocks. He scored 0 goals.
I think he was. It's a shame they brought in João Pedro, who obviously then just took the minutes right off him the moment that he signed, because he looks fucking.
Right, I'm not a minute, yeah. Danny, that's a mad fraudulent, bro. He's played 4 matches. The first one, he got subbed on for 17 minutes. The second one, he got subbed off.
Did get an injury, didn't he?
And then he got.
So he still scored 0 goals.
Yeah, 0 goals is 0 goals.
Yo, he's not played.
Right, but you still bet me that
he can't score if you don't play, mate. I'm sorry.
I think if he stays fit and he plays regular football, I think he gets 8 goals. Sure, he gets 8 goals. 8 goals is not even a lot. Right, you must proper not rate him, Jay, to say less than 8 goals.
I don't. Not for a team that's got to play against low blocks every week. He looked all right against Ipswich because he was running into space and stuff like that. But I watched him yesterday. He is a clunky
He's
footballer,
crap, mate. He's crap.
Everything fucking bounces off him. Like, he's got a terrible first touch.
But everyone was telling me, Jay, City should have re-signed him. City should have re-signed him, and I was a deputy Erling Haaland last year.
No chance.
I feel like the way that you said that, Danny, made me sound like he was going to score pure goals. But I said 8 as it. That's not even a lot. 8's like, bro, Haaland gets that in a month.
That's Haaland, mate.
That is mad. If you don't get 8 goals, that is crazy, man.
He's not going to get 8 goals.
Mate, you clearly haven't watched how bad he's been so far.
My McAtee one was the best. 30 GA.
No, my
I don't even
God.
think he's played. Has he?
And you have 30 minutes.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that's another guy used to glaze last year that I told you was shit, and look where he is now. Saying about giving him a chance at City and all that.
I know. Listen, last year did mad things, bro. Trust me, man.
Actually, I think you'll find, Jay, that he's young and he's only been there for 6 months. So maybe you should just see the vision, and just in 3 years he'll actually become a mint player. So
he's shit, mate. He's shit.
Nah, that's harsh.
Tight that, Jay.
He is genuinely shit, though. Sorry.
Tight that.
All right.
If you can't get a game for an absolutely relegation side Nottingham Forest right now, then I'm sorry, you're not good enough.
He should have gone Germany. He should. I don't know who his agent is, mate, but I think his agent badly advise him. Sheffield United, the second one was bad, and then I think he should have gone Germany this summer.
Yeah.
Why the fuck
Probably
would you want to
just
live in Germany,
Forest.
though, man? Had this
Forest probably
conversation.
offered more money.
Yeah. Yeah, right, sweet. I think that's it.
Sweet.
We'll wrap it up, man. Listen, lads, make sure you guys have smashed the likes on the stream if you've enjoyed it, man. Listen, big up Joe, big up Jay, if they both getting cooked before on the Doku and Diaz.
Well, Jay got cooked.
What?
No.
Jay got cooked. I was all right.
I've come out with at least 10 W's tonight.
Now, Joe, you actually, I thought tonight could be seriously rough for you, but I think you've had.
You've taken it like a man, mate.
It could have been worse, Joe, because I could have got receipts out like you did to me. So
I took more shit. I took more shit over Doku than Joe did, and I've not even said
it's
a
true,
word.
actually. Yeah, Pulpy was getting it on the chat. It's just, it's very easy for people to think that all this stuff is dead serious and really affects my life, but actually, it's just Twitter and it's just football.
It's just football opinions.
It's just football, guys. Just football.
It's just football. Come on, calm down, guys. Come on, it's just football.
Joe's going to take his headset off in a minute and get on his bed, turn the light off, and just start crying himself to sleep about Doku.
Why don't the strangers on the internet like me?
That's crazy. Yeah, but listen, lads, make sure you guys are subbing up to the boys' channels as well. The links are in the description. Yeah, man, I'm back on tomorrow with Nobbins at 11 a.m. before we go on to midday live on Saeed's channel at 12, man. Only me and Don won, so that should be an interesting show. Should be a long one. But yeah, listen, lads, if you enjoyed it, man, defo hit that like button. Make sure you guys are subbed up. Sub up to the lads. All the links are in the description as well. And yeah, obviously international break now, isn't it? So fuck knows what we're gonna do now. Yeah, see you the next one. Peace out.